Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
But he was the chef up north.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Come on. Family, let's have a conversation. Listen. Kamala Harris, I've been watching. Everybody been watching you, homegirl. You're not getting away with a lot of this fly stuff that you've been doing because everybody unpacking you right now, Kamala Harris. Yes, we understand. Yeah. You've been doing a good job scrubbing your record, but you're getting unpacked the way you need to get unpacked. Also, for the first course, ladies and gentlemen, Lord Vaughn comes out and says on an interview that your boy Diddy is a part of that rainbow mafia. We're going to have a conversation. Salute to everybody that's checked in. The brothers will be checking in with us shortly, and we are going to get into this thing. This is On The Next Podcast. I am your host, Chef C from New Jersey. And of course, our program is brought to you by Bloodline Films, From the Soil, Black American docu-series where we travel all around the country, waking up the culture, cuisine, and of course, highlighting the Black American grassroots advocates in pursuit of reparative justice. And your meal will be served up out of this community kitchen, family. So keep it locked with us, family. We are tapped in with the Angry Black Men's Book Club for Pat Talk number 42. We're going to take this quick commercial. We'll be right back, family. Salute to everybody that checked in with us.
I've been all over the world. I've noticed this about Black Americans, and I'll stop here. We have more people trying to turn us around than I've seen for any other group anywhere in the world relative to what our situation is. That you've got teachers, you got people that will just do stuff. If they find out you're legit, just help you because they want to see Black folks make it. We do have this. This is lacking in other places, I can assure you. But you know what? Our desire to save people cannot be greater than people's desire to be saved and to help. So the people that do not want it, let them go. Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. I sure get it nowadays.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. That is Bloodline Films, From the Soil, episode DC with our brother Dr. Short. We got the fellas coming in here today. It's going to be a good conversation. We got a couple of announcements. A couple advertisements real quick coming in, family. If you are not up to speed, the Wasi Summit is around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. We want y'all to go on over to Patriarch Summit for updates, okay? Ladies, we'll be bringing that fire. This particular conversation program is going to be coming to you December the 14th. Okay, December the 14th. It will be a virtual experience, ladies and gentlemen. So again, you don't have to travel nowhere or nothing like that. It's going to be good. Okay, a lot of sisters coming with a lot of powerful, useful information when it comes to this summit. So we look forward to seeing all of y'all there. In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, if you got to get your drippity drip, y'all already know. If you didn't get it already, slide over, go over to the From the Soil .tv put on section to get your Black American Heritage flag Converses, limited editions, ladies and gentlemen. Very fly, very drippy. And while you there, slide and get your Black American Heritage flag aprons, ladies and gentlemen. Don't play with it. Listen, don't play with it. Thanksgiving is around the corner. I need you to get that. Matter of fact, I know some of y'all can't cook. Some of y'all can't cook, and that's okay. Chef C here to help you out. Go join that Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, right there on the screen. Patreon.com/Cooking with Chef C. Okay? I look forward to seeing all of y'all. You're going to get some fly recipes. We're definitely going to show you how to make some of those turkeys a little different. I might have Brother Dr. Short pop in with me virtually and show you some of his sweet potato pies that the brother like to do. He got coconut pies, all of that. This brother's the pie man. So, and then we got a couple other brothers that like to cook. So this is going to be an experience, y'all, like you haven't seen before. We're turning it up over here with what we do. We're going to constantly flood you with value. Okay? So definitely go over to that Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon, right? And I look forward to building with y'all and bringing more value to what it is that we already do. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Let's have a conversation. Let me see if my brother Dr. Short is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see if brother Dr. Short is here. Let me get this screen down real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to see all of y'all. Brother Dr. Short is in the building, but really quickly, let's make sure we salute the family that's coming here, that always support us and rock with us for what we do over here. Small and mighty team over here, but we're doing work. So let me salute the family that's in here already. Salute to my brother, Black American Service Supply, my brother Vader Base in the building. Who else is in here? Let's go through it. Let's do it real quick. My brother Negro. Brother Negro, check in, man. Salute to the Negro. Yeah. Let me see. My sister Jane. Yeah, Sister Jane. You know what type of time we had to do the special ed. Salute to Sister Jane. Who else is in here? Let me see who the hell else is in here. If I missed anybody, don't harm me, family. But ladies and gentlemen, my brother, Dr. Short, is in the brother Dr. Short, how are you? Sister DW. Salute to the sis DW. Brother Dr. Short, how are you this evening, sir?
I think, I'm an honorary white man today, and so is everybody listening. We've almost made it.
Yes, indeed.
And, if Kamala can be a Black American, we can be white Americans. We should be able to be whatever we say we are, right? Don't we like that? All this confusion. So imagine, I'm a white man who's inside a Black man's body. And I need some surgery in the form of reparations to help me obtain my identity so I could be a happy, productive member of society.
Yes, indeed, brother. Dr. Short, the damn food already. He already covered with it. Salute our brother Dr. Short. Y'all already know what type of night it's going to be, brother Dr. Short coming like this already. Okay, so just buckle up. Ladies and gentlemen, the brother Negro has just Brother Negro, do they got you noosed up in Biden's backyard right now?
Man, it's bigger. It's Biden's territory. Like I'm up in Pennsylvania, and all the way up in going down that I-95, going back to Delaware to the coastal part of Biden's backyard. See, people don't understand. Remember, Scranton is also his backyard too.
Yes, indeed.
So he got a big territory that we're working with here in Biden's backyard. So I'm just checking in. How's things going?
It's going well, sir. We're going to get ready to get into this program real quick. Let me drop this link for my brother Vader to get in here. Vader, tap in, brother Vader. So before we get to that, this is this is something that's up brother Dr. Short's aisle. Okay. And particularly in the case with which, what do I mean up his aisle? No Diddy. Lord Jamar came out the other day and said that Diddy was a part of the mafia, the open booty mafia. Okay. And for a long time, folks tried to play it down, Like nothing to see here. For me, I'm very clear about what I've been seeing over the years. And the mere fact that so many people are quiet is what stands out to me, like cat shit. Pause. Uh, Silence is not, this isn't a situation where silence dismisses any plausible guilt. This guy is guilty as far as I'm concerned. Salute the brother Vader Base already checking into the building. Salute. Yes, indeed, brother Vader. Salute. So I want to bring this clip up, but real quick before I go to the clip, brother Vader, how are you today, sir? How are you?
I'm good, sir. How you doing today?
Man, we are alive. We are well. We got 100 plus in the building already. So that says a lot right off the top. That means that again, the program platform is growing. But again, we're doing good, sir. We're doing good. I look forward to more updates on the Vader Base app. Definitely look forward to hearing.
I'm seeing you expanding I see that your new Patreon has launched, and I'm excited.
Yes, sir. We want and brother Dr. Short is going to be revamping his too. Brother Dr. Short got some other things coming down the pipeline too.
I don't have any of those links, so I got to get that.
Okay, will do, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, also in the meantime, if you want to get the Patreon link, it is in my description. Okay. You can also do that. So tap into that Patreon, see what's over there, and get involved. Now, brother Dr. Short, this one is for you, sir. Let's bring this up. Now, open booty mafia, pause. A lot of folks are now either running away and being extremely quiet, or they're telling. Or there we go. We got brother Q from Let's Talk. Yes, indeed. Now I know it's gonna be real tonight. Brother Q, man, how you living, man? Good to see you in the building.
Glad to be here with the brothers, and
man,
I was listening while I was trying to set up everything.
Yes, indeed.
But very interested in this conversation that we're gonna have, and just to me amongst my people.
Okay.
Because like brother Negro said, I live amongst the beast up here by Scranton, Pennsylvania. So I know what it is.
Yeah, so. You by the beast too. Yeah. Y'all brothers, man, we're gonna send prayers to y'all brothers, man. Y'all really behind enemy lines up there.
I think I want to take the lead from Dr. Short. Just pray that I become white.
Right.
That I get treated like a white man.
What?
give me that white man credit treatment.
Yeah.
brother Dr. Short. Let me see. Let me go ahead and play this clip, y'all. Let me play this. Fair use.
But do you believe hip hop got a gay mafia?
Yes. Do I believe there's people behind the scenes that are homosexuals that are pushing buttons? Yes.
Real quick, salute to brother Art of Dialogue. He's been having some very interesting interviews lately. But I'm keeping it locked with him. I like his content. That brother's solid, y'all. If y'all go ahead and follow him as well. We're gonna play a little bit of this, and then I need to hear from Dr. Short on this gay mafia thing. We're gonna have to keep it 100 today. Forget the algorithms.
Yes. And that they want you to be down with their in order to push the button for you? Absolutely. And this is part of it. You just saw one of the gay mafia members. That's who he is. That's who Puffy is. He's one of the members of the mob. He's a mafia member. But he might not be Don Carl. He's not the godfather. You see? He's not the godfather. He's one of the heads of the families.
Let me say this first, y'all. Okay? Real quick, salute to my sister MF Kush checking in. Salute to MF Kush. Sis, you might have to check in, man. Let everybody know about your platform too, sis. I'm tired of these Negroes. Everybody got something to say now that they got a hold of Diddy. Nobody had nothing to say before, though. Quiet as fuck. This is the most punk shit I ever seen in my life. Very cowardly. Very, very cowardly. You know, Lord Jamar been around probably longer than Diddy. If I'm wrong, I mean, correct me. So now everybody know all the scoop. Everybody got the juice now. This is ghastly cowardice. Let me play some more of this.
You see, we had different families in this fucking thing. We got Bad Boy. We got fucking what do we have? Death Row over here. We have the different fam. We got fucking Arista Records and LaFace. And these are the fucking families in the mafia. You dig? Those record companies are like families. And when he got too big and felt like he was going to sue them, they said, let's show this motherfucker who we really are. Send the ATF to his crib. Let's start there.
Real quick, y'all. Now let's think about this real quick. You know, Michael Jackson on his way out was talking about how them gay mafia boys was coming at him too. Right? I forgot that industry dude's name. But he was coming at Michael as well. And he was one of the first people who began the smear campaign against Michael. And once the smear campaign wasn't getting no real legs, they came out with the child shit. Okay. So it is interesting because we're finding out that there's a lot of open booty activity, gangsters, a lot of backdoor gangsters out here. The definition of the homo thug is at a whole different level, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Yeah, and this is the thing that I don't like about it. Again, that really aggravates me is the closet shit. If you gonna be that type of dude, just be that guy. Just be that fucking guy. Don't go around masquerading as a heterosexual male. And then I don't know who's worse, the closet open booty dude or their beards. See, the beard, I think that person, that female is just as actually worse than the closet down low cat. Brother Dr. Short, are you there, sir?
Yes.
Him a couple times. Okay, he's back. Okay, good. All right. So I'm looking at the situation and I say to myself, why aren't we hearing more about these about these collaborative, diabolical beards out here? Somebody said to me, I had a question the other day, fam. I'm gonna put this on the table, right? I said to somebody, people were like, why aren't they protecting Puff Daddy? What's her name? Puff Dad's girlfriend's, his baby mom's legacy. Now, what's her name again? It eludes me at the moment.
Kim Porter.
You're talking about Porter?
Yeah. Now, I said, what is the legacy that she has? Like, how do you define legacy in that situation? All right? Because even with this,
maybe you don't.
Right. Even in this latest book that supposedly came out that wasn't, supposedly not hers or her thoughts, there's admission of pegging P. Diddy. Right? So my thing is this, right? I'm coming from a place here and people get so outraged about Kim Porter and everything like that. But I said, at the end of the day, if we can keep it 100, she was the equivalent of a housewife, the Real Housewives of Potomac. Keep it a buck.
You're
Like,
being too nice. You're being too nice.
Let's talk about it, Q.
I think she's a madam, bro.
She was a pass around.
No. She's a black Ghislaine Maxwell. And we need to stop playing games. And this is why I hate feminism. I'll come on camera for this shit.
Yeah.
I keep saying this over and over again, and people think it's an anti-woman thing. No, it's an anti-wickedness, an anti-bullshit thing. For every man that is full of shit and degenerate, there's a filthy woman with him. Like, people want to make Michelle Obama good, and yet they want to just talk about Bathhouse Barry. No, it takes two to tango in wickedness. If she was righteous, she would have left. She would have said, I don't want the money. I just want my kids. You're full of shit. I'm not going to. But you see, we as a community have this whole goddess worship bullshit driving the culture. This is not to take away from someone like Sister Star or Quiet Scales. They're righteous black women I know. Meet them every day. Sister Zima. I'm surrounded by righteous black women. Nobody black and female that I hang with would put up with this, but they're wicked women. The plantation was run by wicked, sexually compromised men and women. The butler wasn't just fucking Miss Ann, he was fucking Master too. Okay? And the black woman Mammy was fucking Miss Ann and Master too. And that we've always been under a Luciferian sex magic cult that holds us down. And the women are equally guilty. Who cares if you have a vagina or have a baby? The issue isn't, I mean, your vagina, of course, it's good. We'll all agree with that as men. But the person that owns the vagina may be bankrupt. And that's the problem I have with black men. Everybody with the pussy isn't a saint or a freedom fighter. Okay, a lot of folks with pussies are ratchet, hyena, liar, frauds. And in order for us to clean up as a people, everybody has to be held accountable. In white supremacy, a white woman that even looks at a black man is just a whore that can't be forgiven. We're the only people where our women, everything they do is right because they have a vagina. We're the only people in the world like this. Okay, and at the same time, that cheapens the righteous black woman. If you make a slut, a whore, a procurer, a pedophile female equal to a righteous woman, you've degraded the good ones. And this is what we do as a culture. And by the way, that happens to black men. They say black men ain't shit, means the righteous black man is the same as a man who's fucking a baby's mama, who fucking kids that aren't his and ain't paying bills and eating up all the SNAP money. It's the same as a righteous black man. So at the heart of this is the absence of God and morality among black Americans. And this has always been the mission of slavery. There are a whole lot of people out here, by the way, hip hop, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to make a lot of people angry. Hip hop is the most Islamic cultural institution among black Americans. Oh no! Not to say that the black church is worth a damn these days. But all these tough folks into all these cults, 5% and all this, and these are the real black people. Bullshit. One of the reasons that there's silence is because these people are into these bullshit fake religions. You know what? The one person that's getting busted on religion, and I'm glad they are, is T.D. Jakes. It's interesting. T.D. Jakes, who I've been talking, in fact, Take Dick's Cakes, I've been talking about his ass for years. Fake preachers, liar, pedophile, Christian ministers, people call out when they're Islamic or they're Moors or that there's other shit, whether it's Nature Boy, Polite, Malachi York, you know, you put a little Egyptian turban on and shit, and you ain't a pedophile anymore. Just don't be in the church. We have in our community different types of homosexuality that's good. If you're rich, if you're a pro athlete, if you're a booty bandit in prison or an ass pirate, not in prison, an ass pirate in the music business, if you're wealthy and you've got notoriety,
your faggotry is good. And by the way, lesbianism is seen as the right of women. Black women are treated so bad they have the right to munch pussy and to be dykes. This is we've got a hypocritical, two-faced, heretical system that on one hand vilifies homosexuality. If you're smart, you wear wire rim glasses, thin bone, not athletic. Oh, that's bad. But if you're a gorilla sissy like Diddy, your sodomy is good. Or you may not even be a sodomite. If you don't come off as hard enough, you're not playing basketball and sports and talk about beating bitches and fighting, you're not a man. But the person that does talk about all that shit, fucking bitches and fighting and shooting, and they suck dick or get fucked in the ass, they're straight. I don't even think we have an idea of what heterosexuality is in the Black community. In fact, it ain't straight. If you're a dude and you want your sperm commingling with all the sperm of the other 5 dudes that got that bitch pregnant, why would you want someone that's run through?
Cool.
And the same thing for a woman. What kind of woman wants to ping pong back and forth between men and women? And in fact, I think it's crazy because men pay for pussy, studs don't. You get your ass beat twice as often and you don't get money from women. It's obvious that dick is where you should put your bet your money on men. So this stupid ass feminism in our community and this stupid ass shit has become the norm. And it has been the norm. And I'm going to add in another thing. The Black Greek letter organizations, the Divine Swine, the Boule, all of that stuff is a big sex cult. And that's what runs the Black community. Deviant degenerates. And by the way, on the plantation, I point anybody, Frederick Douglass warned us about it in his book, his first slave narrative of Frederick Douglass. He talked about how the white folks over the Christmas holidays will let the Black folks fuck, drink, and fight to convince them that they needed to be under white control because they were they couldn't run their lives without white people working them. Isn't this what Diddy and all these other people's cultures that Black people just wild and degenerate and we just need to trust white people to run stuff because we're so foul? They've always worked to degrade us, whether it's slave breeding or slave raping or buck breaking, or teaching the boys to have sex with their mothers, motherfuckers, and so forth. This is how we've been ruled. This is what many of us have run from, which is why you have 2 Black communities. What did popular music used to be called among Black people? It used to be called indecent music. There was music that was about God and decent living, and then there was the indecent music. I like Scott Joplin and ragtime, but Scott Joplin died of syphilis. This has been going on a long time that this music, if the music isn't edifying and moral, and if my great-grandfather's side piece that you know by the name of Bessie Smith that went back and forth between men and women, Ma Rainey was a stud. This Black music stuff has always been nasty. The Harlem Renaissance was a fag enterprise. It's Black folks fucking white folks for dollars. In fact, that's another name for the Harlem Renaissance, fucking for white dollars. We've been here a long time. It ain't new. Langston Hughes is gay. Alain Locke was a predator. Claude McKay is gay. They've even Caribbeans. Tether's up here getting fucked to the booty. This is all of what this stuff has been. We need to tell the truth. What's her name? What's that bitch their eyes were watching God? Help me out. She's in Florida. God. Come on. Somebody knows this woman's name. Their eyes were watching God. Moses in the mountain. Come on. Don't you people read? I can't remember all the damn names, but the Black woman that's an anthropologist.
You forgot about the new Negro guy, Ryan.
I already called his name. I already called his name. What's the name?
Oh, you talking about Zora
Helson, Dr. Short.
Zora Neale Hurston.
Yeah.
Zora County Cullen. He's a fag. He walked off on Du Bois's daughter at Harper's Ferry with the man. He couldn't even make it to the church to fake it. Did Du Bois know he was gay? Sure he did. He figured, well, he may be gay, but He's a genius. Let him fuck my daughter so the kid will come out. This shit's old, people. So this stuff has always been queer, long before a gay ass Bayard Rustin or gay ass John Lewis, who's a Phi Beta Sigma. He's gay, and a bunch of people who may run the SCLC are gay right now. Let us be honest. What happened in slavery compromised people sexually and morally, what made the leadership of our people. This is continued by the Greeks and the Masons. So all kinds of strange stuff happens, okay? And so we're under literally the dictatorship, and spelt with the K. And the HBCUs, the reason that they raise so much money is those are like the baseball training camps for our corrupt leadership. So when you get into Howard and other places and you want to make it, you got to crack your ass to the cues. Ricky Smiley, I mentioned this before. He was the Q at Howard when all the guys a lot of the people had AIDS and were spreading it to women to hide their homosexuality. This stuff is old. This has been going on for a long time. The HBCUs have been bastions, sodomite bastions, all of them. Morehouse, Spelman, they should be called FAGU instead of FAMU. This is what is happening. And if you want to make it, you have to literally become an ally to LGBTQ or bend over and accept it. As I was talking to my cousin before I came to this call, he says, why didn't you make it? I told him, I could have made it. I told y'all Debbie Allen was willing to introduce me to Diddy in 1999. And I turned it down. Diddy's a gorilla sissy. We had other gorilla sissies who were rappers from New York that sold drugs and fuck guys. I had to live around them for 2 years, from 1985 to 1987. They were all from New York. A lot of them were 5%ers and they're Islam, but they smoke weed and they fuck men. And they were tough and nobody talked about it because they were violent. Again, good homosexuality in the Black community is if you're in jail and you're violent, it's okay for you to be a sodomite. And instead of sodomite stuff being wrong, and there isn't a push for a moratorium across America, stop raping the brothers in jail or we will kill you when you come out. And a lot of folks join the Muslims in prison to keep from getting raped by other Black men because we accept this. Instead of ending mass incarceration of our people, we joke about those sodomy factories and that being the reality when people get locked up.
Their necks.
This is disgusting, and it's in the music. And by the way, think about what the rappers are pushing people to. They're pushing the prison pipeline. They know what happens in prison. They know that 4,000 or 5,000 or 6,000 Black men die each year before they even get to trial, and that that's covered up because of the things that happen in the prisons, and that sometimes the prisoners are forced to fight or rape each other. This is what's going on. This is what happens when 1 out of 9 of our children end up in child and family services. This is what happens in the military, where Black men are targeted by white hate gangs for rape and the armed services, and it's not dealt with. Part of this stuff is our oppression. And we, as Black men, need to understand it isn't about me being the biggest or the baddest or the buffest. My strength and my power is in us as a collective, getting our heads together and cleaning ourselves off from this. Until we get there, get used to this. And this homo stuff is everywhere. It's been everywhere. I mean, who's working with strange ass Duke Ellington? Billy Strayhorn. Billy Strayhorn's gay, people. Very, very, very gay. We need to start understanding that part of what's been going on with us the last few hundred years is a destruction of Black manhood and Black womanhood. Frederick Douglass and them were talking about real manhood freedom. What they were saying is to protect not having to clap their asses for massa. Don't people understand this part of real freedom is being able to be a man and be a woman for real, not parody. Not parodies of what a man or a woman is. So, I mean, it's in the music. It's all this stuff. and in fact, making the economy such that men can't earn enough to have a family. If you marginalize a man economically across the board, which is what's happened to us, then you can't be the kind of husband that you want to be. And if you make the women mad at the men for the economy set up against them, and if you teach the other black men to be brotherfuckers, to be against and not want to work with anybody, it's interesting. I prove I'm straight by not having solidarity with other black men, and yet all the other men stick together, whether they're queer or not. We have a whole culture that's designed, it's literally a sodomite vacuum cleaner. And so it's like sucking us up. It's like you're not allowed to have your asshole. You have to hand over your scrotum and your ass to make it. Isn't that sad? But isn't this what Diddy and these other people have repeated in the business? So the silence of the people, Chef C, is that a whole lot of black people that we look up to, that we respect, and we were told are great, a whole bunch of them had to suck dick. It's alleged that Luther Vandross was gang raped in a music boardroom. I mean, the real truth about what's happened in the music business, these things that we esteem so highly, or even in churches. Did you hear about the church in Detroit where the pastor laid on top of the butts of the men to ordain them in front of the church? I'm thinking, why does a man need to have his pelvis on top of my ass for me to talk to people about God? And this happened at a church with thousands of people watching, and no one's saying anything, because in reality, what's integral to American society as it's presently constituted is the emasculization of black men. If black men are broken, then black people are conquered. If black men are effeminate and weak, then there's no challenge to this filthy, degenerate, racist system. And that's why this is pushed. And we need to understand that soul music, when they had that Harvard study, they got rid of the music that was teaching black men and black women to love each other and respect each other and stand up. And they brought in weird stuff. And I'm going to just say this, as much as I like George Clinton, a man running around in Pampers and shit is effeminate. A man running around with a fucking blonde wig on is effeminate. A whole bunch of stuff that came in funk music, even the way that people dress, the way they look, was effeminate. They brought in weak, effeminate music. It came off as hard, but if you look at, I mean, the jewels and the diamonds and all this stuff on men, all that ornate shit, that stuff isn't what men wear. Think about it. This all came in increasingly from the middle 70s onwards, and what came with disco and the Village People and Sylvester. So we have a whole, and it's been going on for generations. Let's be clear that a lot of folks who, like, whether it's Little Richard or other people, even some of your doo-wop groups, a bunch of those folks on heroin and gay and shit, take a look at the Coasters, the little dark-skinned dude that's dancing like a girl. Look up Yakety Yak. I mean, you start saying that there's always been easier access to effeminate men and masculine women because they do not represent a threat to the social order. Now, to the black social order, it represents death. It's the same way you've got all these ugly traitor black bitches out here pushing for the murder of black children while everyone's crying out about the separations of families for illegals. Why murdering black children is a major priority of the government during COVID. And now every time you turn around, it's some black stud screaming about the need to kill babies, and no one says, hey, wait a minute, why is it just our babies that have to die? And so this silence, this weakness, this cowardice means that the people that get into Congress, like macho-looking Barbara Lee, cracked-up face Maxine Waters, I mean, what's that one? Karen Bass, who's now mayor of Los Angeles. Have you ever looked at how hard-looking the black women are in Congress? Have you ever looked at how weak the men are in Congress, black, and how they all, every single time they have a vote on LGBTQ, every single solitary black member votes for gay shit, but you can't get them to come for reparations. Because in reality, being buck broken intellectually and morally. It's a prerequisite to get in. And I can say this to you as a person who's had people more than one time come and meet with me and say, Short, we like you, you're brilliant, but you're obsessed with your people. In other words, you're not buck broken. And so anybody that knows me, and I don't care, white, conservative, whatever, people get to know me, I tell them the same thing I'm telling you. We need our fucking money. Or we need our freedom. You guys need to stop fucking us. I know other people, they would not do that. They get around to get scared, get angry. And I can just say to you, as I was saying to my cousin, when Cat Williams says he walks into a room and the people just tremble, I'm nobody. I'm in the basement of mom's house. I can walk in and see people I know from Howard or Harvard. They see me and they shake in fear that I'm going to talk about them or say, I'm nobody. It's because they don't stand for anything. So you have to understand the real freedom. It is a spiritual, metaphysical thing, and only God gives freedom. Not white money, not white sex, not coon boule acceptability or inclusion. God gives freedom, sovereignty, the right to exist comes from God Almighty. We don't need anybody for much of what we need, or much of what we want, but we've been trained. Look to the people that hate you. Look to the people that hate and want to exterminate you. And what do they demand of you to make it as inferiors? And we keep saying, okay, how high or how much do I have to clap my ass for you to not hate me like you hate the rest of us? And I'll hold the other ones down. Let me land my plane.
Salute the brother, Dr. Shaw. We had to listen, ladies and gentlemen, we had to let the young man get it the fuck off in here today, ladies and gentlemen. We had to let him get it off. God damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, the wolf is in the building. Yes, indeed. Brother Juan J. Johnson, are you up to speed as our brother Dr. Short just made a coconut pie, sir?
He was souffling, brother. He was souffling. He wasn't no coconut pie. He was literally had his souffle knife out. He was skinning. He was gutting. He's about to, and frying at the same time. You know, so we appreciate Dr. Shorts in the house. Appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But you know, I tell you what, we are just getting into this thing. I had to get, you know, of course, we got the first appetizers. This appetizer is almost done, but I want to go through to the brothers real quick. We had to let Dr. Short get that all, because that was first and foremost, he dropped a lot of shit in here real quick and slid back to the and slid back to the cloud real quick. He cooked for like 40 minutes in this. But Brother Q, let me go to Brother Q, man. Brother Q, you know,
hey man, he definitely went through the appetizer and the main course. I mean, Dr. Short is funny because sometimes we need to understand historically what has happened with the music in this country, where a lot of people will do certain things to be considered mainstream. Mm-hmm. Instead of just getting that brown paper bag money, singing amongst your people, and not having to compromise your soul just to be a part of something. Like he said, and he said he's so eloquently put, like, this isn't the beginning and this isn't the end of this bull. Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't be surprised with what's going on. Like Black America said, it was always there. It was always out there about them. People was always considered crazy. Those in the New York metropolitan area know that Wendy Williams been calling this man out for years, and basically he threatened her life. And on public air, and nobody said nothing. Even going back to Clive Davis doing the things that he did to Marvin Gaye. Like, but people still want to be in that industry. So it's interesting, you know, because there's going to be some singers from amongst the people that's watching this show, and they're going to say, oh, we're going to buck the system. You ain't bucking that system. You're going to get bucked because you want to be a part of that system. But, you know, ain't much to say about that.
Nah, I feel you, Brother Q, man. I mean, again, we are dealing with a highly and increasingly degenerate environment, right? And ultimately, I mean, there has to be a reset. Like I said, some people get mad at me when I said, throw fucking hip hop in the garbage. That's where I'm at. I don't want it no more. I don't want none of it. I don't even need the nostalgia anymore. I don't need to hold on to the nostalgia, because when I look at our communities, right, traveling around the country looking at our shit, a lot of nostalgia and a whole bunch of fucked up neighborhoods. People starving. People still dancing though. Yeah. People still dancing. They got their favorite shit.
Hey, Chef C, let's be honest. When we look at the diddler, right? What has changed in the last year in regards to his behavior and being arrested that we didn't know prior to a year ago? Nothing has changed, but now what we're seeing is the tool is being broken. The public perception about this man has changed. So a lot of us are now saying, oh, he's the worst. He's a monster. It's the system that's the monster. It's the system that creates people like this. It's the system that allows us to have a man dangled in front of us as a leader or someone looked up to for degenerate behavior for over 35, 40 years. This man, I was around when he had the City College incident and people got trampled. Most people know about this stuff. Most people know when he was throwing parties at Howard University. So this unfortunately, this idol worshiping that we do, this celebrity worshiping that we do, this having these celebrities and entertainers in front of us thinking that these are our leaders, it goes back to what Brother Malcolm said. What other community is being told our leaders are coming from that industry? We're the only community that uplift these people. We don't uplift engineers, doctors, lawyers in our community. In our local community, they don't get even acknowledged. So, yes, we can stop it, but we have to really, really cease the moment and stop and recognize our local leaders, local heroes, our national heroes, and not our entertainers and these type of people who, because they make a certain amount of white money, that now we think that they're better than the average person. I look at 5 leaders on this panel.
Can I say something, brother? They've allowed those people to get money and have done everything possible to block legitimate Black people from having money, because our people are idolaters and we don't invest in one another. Meaning, they'll let someone. I got a call. I talked to a friend of mine, a very good brother. He has a cousin whose net worth is close to $300 million. He has a close cousin that's paralyzed in the back for being shot by a Mexican. He's being messed over in like an assisted living facility. This man couldn't do anything for his own family member, and he has hundreds of millions of dollars. When Gay Z came up with It's About the Benjamins, where we've become worshipers of money and selfishness and all of this that has come forward, we don't even recognize that they're letting certain people have money as a means to fool us. Now that they're angry with Diddy, they're going to make certain he doesn't have money. That's why he got the $100 million bail. To show you we can let you have it as long as you serve our purposes, and we'll take it away from you. The money that Diddy spent on these little nasty orgies or whatever, and I call them Greek-offs. Let's call them what they really are. Greek-offs. That money he spent having orgies, if that had been done to help someone like Vader or others, we could be taking over high tech with blowjob money, with fucked up the ass money, with sodomy money, with strap on money, could change whole communities. But if you jack up the morality of a people and you make people think the way to getting money is being a stripper, to be a whore, to be a pimp, to be a user, to be a drug dealer, then people that invent and create and do real things that are economical, that don't destroy a people, are trivialized. And I want to say thank you, Chef. We should not be nostalgic about hip hop. Let this shit be dead and buried. As I called this shit decades ago, rhythm without blues. We need a new music. We need a new movement. We need to clean this shit out. We should be as nostalgic of this as the last bowel movement we made that we flushed. Let this shit be gone. And then we never see it again. Nobody is trying to put an RFD chip in the last log that they put in the toilet bowl. You're happy to see that shit float away and never see it again. And it isn't because I hate all of the rap, but what it's become, what it's done to us, it's become a type of psychological warfare. In fact, psychological genocidal warfare against our people. It should all be destroyed. The old music that made us love each other, that talked about who's that lady and all this kind of stuff, and One Fine Day and My Girl and My Guy and all the stuff that's beautiful, they've tricked us into thinking that is to get what was good was bad and what's bad is good. And so if getting rid of hip hop is the beginning of our people finding themselves, to see beauty in each other, to pull their fucking pants up, and for broads to wear drawers in public so we don't have to see the top of your ass like you're a truck driver. If that's what comes with getting rid of this stuff, let me be the first one to buy the matches and the gasoline to burn the shit.
Yeah. I like that kind of talk, brother Dr. Short.
You smell them carcasses, brother Juan.
Yeah. But let me go to Brother Vader real quick. Brother Vader, let's have a conversation, sir. Is hip hop worth saving still to you, sir?
You know, I grew up on it. I spent longer time in it than a lot of people, and it's hard to throw away a piece of your culture, but it is not hard to throw away the fuck shit in your culture. So you know, I'm listening to Dr. Short come out of the dragon's lair, and I've never seen anyone cook with knives before until today. And then he flame kissed it and went back in his cave. And you know, all these things that people have to do to keep their job, to keep their position and their social status. Like I wouldn't even take a jab. I wouldn't. I fake the paperwork so I can keep my job, but I wouldn't actually take the jab.
Say less.
And this is a jab. This is a different kind of jab. This is a different kind of genetic material being injected into you, and for what? This is crazy. So yeah, throw that part of hip hop out. Throw that part. Throw out the satanic shit. Throw out the satanic people. I'm not about protecting anybody. I don't give a shit what you look like, because we got to leave a better place for our children. Period. I'll leave it there.
I like that, Brother Vader. I like that. You know, again, listen. I'm here to echo that very simple sentiment. Throw it the fuck out. Keep the baby, but throw that shit out with the bathwater. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm on. That type of time. Because again, even when you start going back talking about the quote unquote founding fathers of hip hop, the quote unquote pillars of hip hop, right? You find the African Bambaataa there. Okay. You listen. Get this shit out of here. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see it. You know, I don't want to see it anymore. But let me go to Brother Negro. Brother Negro, are you there? Because again, I know that, like I said, they got you in the headlock up there.
Man, you guys about to make me jump on the fires and the flames for hip hop right now. God,
Go ahead.
Jesus, man. Okay. All right. I'm a hip hop guy. I like hip hop more than anything. That's just where I'm at. But I do see that there's a problem. I think that there should be a cultural reform. That's what I'm hearing. That you could take one of the cultures like China. They had a big cultural reform in which they were upgrading their quote unquote culture so that they can move on through years to come. I see that something like that within our own. Um, Keeping out what works and getting rid of what doesn't work and stuff of that nature. So that's what I see.
Well, again, Lord Jamar said it's an open booty mafia there. Okay. And now when you start talking about your quote unquote founders and forefathers of hip hop, open booty activity is there. I mean, even cats, even when they say, what's that dude that they keep saying was the founder of hip hop? Cool Herc. They say he a closet open booty bandit.
Bam.
What do you mean
Bam?
closet? Have you seen him with those Sophia Loren glasses on? Are you kidding me?
Come on with it. Yeah. This is where I want to go. Go ahead.
I mean, you see him with those big ass, it's like he got those glasses from Roman Holiday and shit, like it's some Sophia Loren cast offs and shit. Come on. Look, the music business, that's what's drawn in, and it's more. And KRS-One, the fact that none of them know anything about Africa Bambaataa, it never happened, and the Africa Bambaataa has not been handed over to the authorities. Nobody knows where the hell he is. Bullshit. These people, I mean, to me, you're accomplices to the mass rape of children. All of them. Period.
Come on. Well.
There's no way to make that nice. There's no way to make that nice. I mean, aside from KRS-One, looks like the woman from Me.2. I mean, they could be twins. If you put a hat on backwards on her, you think that he was on the West Coast.
Well, I'm just going down.
Wait. Can I say something to this, brother?
Yes, sir.
Where's the RICO in that for the hip hop cases that they be landing on brothers in the hip hop industry? Where's the RICO on the Gay Mafia? And where's the investigation on the Gay Mafia? They're running down on Slim Thug and all that other nonsense. But where is the cuffs? Where is the cases on that? That's what I want to know.
I'm going to tell you why. I think that those Caribbeans and others, a lot of these people are Caribbean that we're talking about. These are tethers, and no one wants to talk about that. And the tethers have been used. In New York in particular, there is a history of the Caribbean blacks being used to police the Black Americans. That's one of my thoughts. Okay, and even now, the city of New York hires Caribbeans to be police to come down on Black Americans. This is real. This is what goes on. We've got to have that discussion. But I would suggest to you, Brother Negro, do more research on the Cultural Revolution of the Chinese. It wasn't a positive thing. A lot of good things got destroyed. That was for a Luciferian, freaky despot who may have had syphilis when he died, named Mao. That stuff that they were doing was selfish. It wasn't about helping China out. It was about someone destroying anybody that opposed them having total power. In fact, it's taken, China still hasn't completely recovered from what Mao did to them because he needed to have all the power. We don't need something like China. We need something like what they had in Japan called the Meiji Restoration, where the Japanese people decided that they were going to survive and they were going to pick and choose what they would take from white people and others to make a Japan that was able to fight for Japan to survive as a nation. The same way I meet a lot of black folks who think they don't have to speak English properly because it's not their language. Motherfucker, who do you think created English in England? Who do you think some of these people are? You ignorant fucks. A big problem is this: people don't even understand that our culture, what our damn culture is. In fact, a lot of what's been communicated to us as our culture isn't even us. And I must say, for all those who love hip hop, it is perhaps the least creative music form we've ever had. With all due respect, whether it's popular or not is a different thing. I'm not saying that I didn't like some of it, but damn, what it's doing now, what it's been doing the last, say, 20 years, in comparison to the changes in music between, say, 1960 and 1969, and just, or I could even say between 64 and 69, in 5 years, the changes in black music, there's been no comparable major change or improvement or development in hip hop music, really, from its origin to now. 50 years later, it's done less than 50 years than what R&B did in 5.
You know, Dr. Short, you know, not everyone in, I agree with you, and not everyone in hip hop has, you know, agreed to that satanic shit. And you know, they're documented. They've come on these social media platforms, and they've declared, like, I'm not with that satanic shit, and that's why I don't have a record contract. And they're relegated to the YouTubes and the SoundClouds of the world. But shout out to those people that stood on principle over fame, right? Kept their soul intact and their booty.
The thing is, my friend, somebody's got to destroy. Sometimes you have a building that needs to be condemned. The land itself isn't bad, but the building needs to be knocked the fuck down. They need to knock this thing down and rebuild it. It isn't, I didn't say, I mean, we hate all of it, but my God, we're talking about people who can't dance, can't dress, can't sing. I mean, almost God. In reality, it's not about creativity. It's who's the most compromised, who will do the most vile things in these after parties to get noticed, not who's the best, not who's the most creative or lyrical. It's actually gone the opposite direction. They don't want anybody with any dignity or integrity or self-respect, because they can't exploit that. And so people who are truly good don't get the break. But in reality, as long as this house stands, this model stands as a viable way to make it, then in reality, black music is held hostage to this idol. And I'm saying burn that shit down.
Hey,
and by the way, the good people will come back out. I mean, I like good music no matter what kind, but bad music, if it's the majority of it, it's the same way that white people changed the Sonics. They got tired of Tin Pan Alley and went with rock and roll and have not gone back to it. We need to have a revolution within our own culture where we don't buy it anymore. What I see happening is, if truth be told, black people don't buy most of this vulgar music. White people buy it. However, the money that they get from whites buying this filth, they use to misinform their own people. It would be better for the whole thing to collapse, and then for genuine artists with real followings that don't have to suck people's dicks who have a Star of David hanging off their belly to get a hit. It would be better for those folks to build themselves up and grow organically like what we once had for the Chitlin circuit, then for folks to see this, if I eat an asshole, I can get on the fast track and become rich. We have to destroy the system. It all has to go. As long as there's any hope that somehow it'll be a little different. Well, I'm not going to eat the asshole of the Khazarian that signs my contract. Yes, you will. At some point, they'll drug you and make you do it. The house has to go. There's nothing. It's like a house with mold. You got to knock the fucker down, no matter how nice the house used to be.
Well, let me go to Brother Negro just sent me something here. Brother Negro, and then I'm gonna go to Brother Juan, and we're gonna play a little bit more of that.
No. That was me sending that to Brother Negro.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got that. The one you're talking about, the comment that I said that does hip hop owe us reparations?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I really think, based off what the case that Dr. Short is presenting here, I'm going to refer to my man Professor Griffin, that book, The Covert War in Hip Hop, where the government officials met in that room to specifically to basically conspire against us, the business class. Keep that in mind. It was the business class that conspired against average rank and file black citizens and whatnot for money and other things and whatnot. So yeah, I really think that they do need to be held accountable in that regards. That there needs to be some type of repair and restitution, based off of what brother Dr. Short is saying here. And I have to agree with that in that regard, because of some of the damages, the prison, the pipeline, the shootings, the drugs, the human trafficking, the assaults, and the list goes on, has almost put a spotlight on black men for mass incarceration. All right. So when I see those type of things, you could thread all that together where, yeah, this is a component of white supremacy to certain aspects. It was a pure art form, but white supremacy got involved in it. The business people, greedy business people from all around the world, were taking a part of something that we can't even take a part of fully on American soil. So yeah, I think that there should be reparations in order.
Well, I mean, Small Hats, $3.8 billion a year, I believe. That's what they get. That's what they get. Some of them, even this year, some of them was complaining about them checks not hitting, not clearing this year. Okay. So yeah, we dealing with a different situation here, but I want to listen. I'm gonna send the ripple through y'all with this. Look at that. Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, and the other dude, Master whatever, they owe reparations to Black America. Yeah. Listen,
African Bambaataa owe reparations to Hassan Campbell and B. Stinger.
Come on.
Right, that part.
Come on.
That whole project,
and also
that whole project allegedly too.
And Africa Bambaataa needs to give some money to some crown thing, because he's wearing that black church mother hat and shit like it was his idea. I mean, we used to wear hats like that. The women used to wear hats like that in the sanctified church. He's not even creative. That's some shit my grandmother used to wear back in the 40s. He's got that
Zulu
church mother
Nation
hat
needs to
on.
be held responsible with just more than an apology.
Yeah. I mean, I'm serious. And everybody that needs to get their butthole put back together should have a class action suit against these guys in New York. I mean, I'm certain there are a lot of people like to shit like they used to before they ran up on these people. They're bad. And in fact, all of them need to pay. All of them need to pay. All of these people should be called out. All of them. This is just, and we need to go after the music companies, the radio stations, everybody that plays this garbage should be forced to pay for this. And this must happen.
Real quick, brother Dr. Short. Shout out to Hannibal, Callie, Sister Callie in the building. We got Sister Michelle in here. We got Brother Curtis in the building, Brother Ray in the building, Brother Sister Devin, Brother Red Sig, in the building. If I pass over some of y'all, I just want to say salute to y'all for checking in and clocking in with us for this conversation. Salute. Yeah. So listen, it's a full house in here. They was hating on me, Brother Q. You saw it. But nonetheless, again, these are your pillars of hip hop, man. It ain't coming from me. You see the man.
Why are they not deported? They lying on their application. They saying that they black and they not black.
Yeah.
So
why are they not deported? Like that's a federal like these are alleged federal offenses here when people are lying on their government applications. And I really think that we need to be holding them to task.
Well, Brother Negro, I think this is a project that we need to fight for, to force people to create categories. So, in fact, this is something that you're doing good work to demand that there be other categories so people can't call themselves a Black American. We need to require that Black American people are able to get all of those with lineage in the United States have the option to have a Black American identification number where people who can prove that they have like a social security number, people that can prove that they've got lineage in this country. And if that person doesn't have that number, we can't help them. Well, your number doesn't come up in our database. Where are you really from? We need to start doing shit like this and fight for this on a federal level, the same way you can't do Cherokee shit. And the Cherokee Nation find out, they will make you take it back. We haven't treasured or esteemed our heritage in this country to make it an exclusive. We've treated our heritage like it's a Diddy freak off. Just everybody come as long as you got your baby oil. In this instance, the baby oil, the skin color. We need to start. I don't care what you look like. What the fuck are you for real?
Well, let me say something.
Well, wait. Can I go a little 2 seconds on? I really think that we need to be going offensive as the Black community. Like for example, pushing English as the first language. Different things to where if you're in a public setting, you're going to have to speak English because we don't feel comfortable with you speaking another language because we don't know what you're promoting and what you may be doing. See, you can't go like these are the things that I hope that we start implementing and start pushing for the national language because we haven't done that and we should have. And that would have closed the door. A lot of this immigrant stuff that's been going on, them invading education and everything else. And I'll digress from there.
Brother, well, part of the fight is the Pan-Africanism and the internationalist bullshit of the boomers and others, and the sanctuary movement, which was led in many places by Black Democrats. Many of them Greeks and Masons.
Let Brother Wolf get in here. Brother Wolf, Brother Wolf, sir. I mean, listen.
Well, I'll say this: we need to get those. We need to get those dislikes up first.
Yeah.
Some dislikes, people.
Dislike the program.
Dislikes. That's number one.
Yeah.
If we're going to go after hip hop and cancel them, then we need to cancel Radio 1, Urban 1 for pushing the garbage. Kathy Hughes.
You mean Kathy Hughes?
Kathy Hughes, because you wouldn't be hearing the hip hop if it wasn't for Urban 1.
You just
Radio 1. Okay, so she don't get no pass.
Charlemagne the Fraud need to be on that list. Charlemagne the Fraud.
I'm talking about a station who was instrumental in pushing this poison out. Okay. So watch this. You can be in the studio all you want, making those hits and those cuts, and nobody hear it. Those demo tapes went to Radio 1, Urban 1, Russ Parr, Tom Joyner, or any of these coon celebrities, comedians,
or her punk ass son, Alfred Liggins.
Alfred Liggins, they were the one pushing this garbage.
Come on.
Okay, so if we're gonna cancel hip hop, which we should, some sacred things that we hold as sacred, they lose their sacredicity. That's what
Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
And they need to be destroyed. Right? Let's keep it 100. But Kathy Hughes need to be canceled. Radio One, all the good is done does not outweigh all the bad is done.
Mm-hmm. Well, we should call it Gadio One.
Okay, because we don't talk about the distributor.
I agree with you. Radio One, if people don't know what it is, and they changed their name, right? But still, it's all over the country. They may have 100 stations. They not only put out bad music, they destroyed all the local news that Black people had and put us under white supremacist Clear Channel.
Yeah.
And we need to go after all of these TV Come instead of TV One at Star, and BET is nigger entertainment television. All of this trash. We need to have. I agree with Negro. We need a cultural civil war and revolution against the coons that make money off of our degradation. Kathy Hughes could do better. And I have to say this, and I'm not mad at anybody, so I could just say to you, we're going to lose relationships. When I came out of divinity school, Kathy Hughes got me my first job. It's been it's going to be unpleasant for us to move forward. We're going to have to get into trouble with people who we know or who Kathy and my mother are friends. This is crazy. But part of the delineation is whose side are you on? Okay, it's we're going to have to understand, in order to move forward, it may mean that someone I really like or someone I owe, someone I respect or I've looked at, I got to go off on them.
Come on.
As I said to my cousin today, one of my favorite aunts, I celebrated the fact that I turned her against Kamala Harris. I felt really good about that. Now I call my aunt, and she's a nice church when she's close to cussing when you say Kamala Harris.
Sound like you're doing civic duty, Brother Short. Civic duty.
Yes, it's our civic duty to take down evil booty. Okay,
right.
And it's time, right? Doesn't that sound good? Okay, it's our civic duty to take down ratchet booty, and we sometimes have to get in the faces of friends, family, associates, and tell someone, I hate everything that you do at your job. I thought you were a cool person until I saw this shit that you're doing at your company. Why are you doing this? See, that's what white people do. That's why white folks are in code. If I'm a white person, as I said, I'm a Southerner. A lot of y'all are not Southern Negroes, so y'all don't get it. But if a white person in a white area down south does too much for Black people, white folks will come by and visit them. I say, we've been friends a long time, but this thing that you're doing with these darkies, it's just too much.
Right.
You're becoming a real nigga lover, and I don't know if I could be friends with you anymore. And they put relationships and stuff on the line over a principle. Now, I'm not saying that their principle is right, but they'll tell you, as a white man, you can't do this. We don't do that. If someone's made it, that got some money, we sit up and, oh man, you've got a Bentley and you've got a mansion. Well, human trafficking, maybe it's okay. You're doing all right with it. We got to get out of that. The fact that you human traffic makes your Bentley and your mansion ashes to me. That's how we've got to get. That's how it is with white folks. Did you hear about Taylor Swift or Netflix, that little punk on there, the one that wanted to sexualize kids, gave Kamala Harris $7 million, and then 3 million white people quit Netflix? Just like that. They are on point. You can't cross us. You cannot do something against what we see as the greater good of white folks, or we turn on you. It's as if you only have to do one thing for us not to forgive you. Black folks will let a person sit in political office or head of a church or a school system and destroy people for decades because that nigga gave you a fish sandwich or a piece of pie or something, or you got to have a few beers or toked on some weed somewhere with them, and it gets loyalty for decades. That's insane. And the words of our great saint of music, the Queen of Wakanda, Janet Jackson, what have you done for us lately?
Right, come on.
And we have to be as unforgiving as some of these 304s out here that only care about the tangible that you've done within the recent time that they can remember it. And that's how we have to be, because some of these relationships, like Kathy Hughes and them, if it's true what my friend said, that they have like gay orgies in the Radio 1 headquarters in Baltimore. I didn't say that they did, but it was reported to me by Brother Darren Muhammad that happens. And I'll tell anybody, one time I went to Radio 1 for a political meeting, and people kept letting me in the office in a secure building. I got lost, and everybody, oh, you want to go here? And I'm thinking, why are they letting me go everywhere? Until I heard that they have strange men coming there to do stuff. I said, because that's the first time I've been in a place like an important station, and people weren't checking my ID or anything. I said, well, do you want to go over there? People just trying to, well, I guess I look okay, but man, I don't look like I'm there for some trade, right? Or some rough trade. No. So we've got to understand that Kathy's got issues. A lot of these people have issues, and I'm not saying that Kathy's a queen or a king, and it's alleged that Liggins is a queen. I'm not saying he is, but there's a link between, and this is a lie that a lot of fake nigga activists say, the personal and the private doesn't influence the political. It's not true. When people are deviant and unnatural, it does too influence their politics. When a person hates Black people in their heart privately, they act it out in their politics. What that really is to say, don't look at the fact that somebody is a degenerate or that they're nasty or that they're a pedophile because, well, they're cool with us and we don't want to confront them. And so it comes back to something that Brother Juan keeps talking about. The scriptures say, be holy because God is holy. And so the choice before Black folks is, are we going to be the wicked people? Like when you see the color slurple and you have the Black folks in the church and you have the niggas that are bisexuals and freaks and the color purple drinking at the juke joint. Are you with the filthy people or are you with the righteous people? And that's been a struggle among Black people for a long time. White folks like the white dude, Carl Van Vechten, they celebrate the wildness. People need to understand the Harlem Renaissance wasn't just some homo shit. Harlem was the #1 place in the world to come for sex. Harlem was the #1 tourist place for people that wanted Black sex and Black kinkiness before Diddy. Are we going to be whores and sluts to the Western world? Are we going to be upright people, even if we're not the richest people materially, at least be rich in spirit and dignity? Ultimately, we'll get the other things. Are you going to be a righteous people or a wicked people? And right now, a whole lot of Black Americans have put their bet on being Luciferian and degenerate.
Let me say this before we continue, gentlemen. I need everybody to get the dislikes up.
Yes.
Okay? Can we get the dislikes up in here? It's almost 280 of y'all in here. Only 16 likes. I'm hoping I got at least 5 dislikes. You know, show us that it's real. Okay? Show us that it's real. Also, while you're there, go ahead and subscribe while you dislike it. Okay? And hit the notification bell. Okay?
Oh, and you know what, Chef? We don't give a damn if you don't like this shit.
Exactly.
I don't care a flying fuck about any nasty one of you that likes raping children, whether they're white or Black. If you think this stuff is cool, baby oil and folks screwing folks and killing and making snuff films out of children, you should dislike yourself. Now, that's what a low-ass state we're in as a people, that when you speak up for what's right, folk are hesitant to, then you aren't worth being on here. And let me tell you, I almost wish I was knowing shit, because y'all definitely wouldn't get on my arc if you couldn't get down with being against the destruction of a whole people. And I bet the same people that haven't liked this shit are crying over people in Gaza and can't cry over Black Americans in this country. This hypocritical, vile. I mean, you're a hypocritical, Luciferian. You're a demonically confused people. If you can't get upset about the situation you're in, you don't deserve to be listening to this shit for free. By the way, who's made a goddamn donation
Not a
for Chef
goddamn
C?
thing.
Where
No.
wait a minute. Wait. I want some motherfucking money to fly up in here because Chef, you took the time to do this graphic and shit. And we got Q, or should say, this brother, I mean, all of this. No. How dare people not even do the perfunctory thing? It wouldn't cost you 5 cents, the same amount of time it takes you to touch your clitoris in your pants or touch yourself. You could have liked to dislike this thing. This is what the hell we're talking about, that people can't take a stand over things one way or the other. What are you? Are you for degeneracy and for genocide, or are you for freedom and life? Make up your mind. It's like the person that needs to see an ultrasound to decide not to abort their baby 9 months later. Then their third trimester, and they're wondering if it's a baby. What did the bitch think it was? Acne?
Yeah,
gun smoke.
Listen, I might have to drop a motherfucking flex bomb to that goddamn conversation.
Blue bomb.
No, why? I mean, Brother Vader
Right.
Bass is saying that there are people, and I've heard some good hip hop. I've heard people doing what's right. They're not cussing. They're not dragging people through the mud, and they go begging. But if someone calls you bitch, someone wants you to lick their semen off the floor, you buy it. And then talk about nobody respects it. Then we're talking about respecting people, and then you can't like or dislike it. That represents demonic Luciferian confusion. You guys are under Diddy's spell. If you're mad about anything, it's that you didn't get to be at the white party and that you weren't white at the white party. Is that what it is? That some people are butthurt that they didn't get the free pink cocaine and the little goodie bags with the sex toys in it. Is that what it really is?
That part.
It's that part. When somebody was saying, rap in itself is satanic, and that's just not the case. People are using hip hop for their satanic rituals and shit like that, right? These are witches and beasts that see that something is reaching the people and a medium, and they're poisoning the candy, right? If you watch any of these movies, right, where somebody's making a deal with the devil in those movies is always trying to convince you, well, you don't know, you can't touch your soul, you ain't seen your soul, it don't mean that much to you, right? They always convince you that what they're taking from you is not really worth it all that much, or nobody's gonna know, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always, and it's your common sense and your spiritual connection that's supposed to make you go the other way. That's what's supposed to make you decide, man, like, this motherfucker wants some shit, and I don't even know what it's worth, but I know that the fact that this motherfucker wants it so bad lets me know that I shouldn't give it up, right? So hip hop intrinsically is not evil, but it is being used for evil purposes by evil people, right? And so we need to cleanse and throw out all that bath water, right?
Right. Salute the brother.
And some people like evil. Some people are to evil. It's sort of like the guys that need a woman that will kick them in the back with the stiletto and put a strap on inside of them, or the women that need a dude that'll slap in the face with the penis. They don't want any flowers. But if you hit him in the face and cuss him out, they like them. They'll keep seeing him, but the guy, he's too soft. He's not rough enough. Okay, there are people who need evil, and you guys are brute beasts. The Bible talks about you, and there's a hell waiting for them. In fact, there are a whole bunch of black folks that are calling themselves entertainers. I hope they burn like charcoal and shit because of what they've led other people into. They've made deviance and degeneracy cool and normal. In fact, they call it keeping it real for a dude to have a sex toy stuck up his ass. That's not keeping it real.
I want to comment on something real quick. Shout out to the people always talk about the Simpsons, but they need to be talking about the Boondocks. All right, when it comes to us, Boondocks have told us about the Thug and Love. They told us about what was going on with that what's that guy the director guy, you know what I'm talking about, the one who do all those weird plays and whatnot, that dude. This brother has talked about the Gay Mafia in his work indirectly. All right, and implemented some of the people, even some of the characters that's like Diddy that was in it too. I'm a big Boondocks fan, so when I see some of the things, I wish he was here now to be writing these shows. I wish he was here now because he was way ahead of his time. While people thought it was entertainment, no, he was telling us what was out there, what was really out there.
Well, brother Negro, I mean, again, we are thoroughly cooking this Lord Jamar thing. But you know what? Let me play a little bit more to get everybody else up to speed. And again, if you're new to the program, make sure you like, share, subscribe, or dislike. On these particular platforms, particularly this one, we like the dislikes a lot better. Okay, the dislikes keep everything popping. So let's get the dislikes up. Okay, yeah. So let's play a little bit more of this here.
Let's start there. We'll show this motherfucker how much power I got. Send the ATF to his crib. And we'll work on some shit to follow that up. You want to fuck with me? Okay. Let's go. Let's do this. And then he might have said, because he might have threatened him. Like, because when he said, oh, yeah? Well, I got pictures of you. I got tapes of you at the parties, too. Oh, really? That's probably when the ATF really got sent. Send the ATF to his crib. Get me all them tapes, man. Give me all them tapes, man. Matter of fact, this nigga going down now. Because I don't like how this nigga talking. He's going down. We're gonna really show him who's boss. And I'm telling you, that's what I think happened. But they say that your Illuminati contract might be like 30 years. You know what I mean? And after 30 years, you gotta either renew it up or you gotta pay the piper.
Now, gentlemen, let's go there real quick. Is the Illuminati cap? That's what we need to get. Listen. Folks are saying it's conspiracy time. There is no such thing as Illuminati. Brother Lone Wolf, I got to go to you, sir. The ordained. Listen, is there such thing as this Illuminati? Is this a real thing or is it a fallacy?
No, we got secret societies in every country. I think that when he was describing that whole Diddy piece, I thought about Scarface. When Tony decided, you know what, you know who I am, and on the phone, and he got out of the pocket, and they sent the guys from Cuba to take him out. I had those images in my head as he was talking about how Diddy was probably addressing his masters, you know. But no, there is an Illuminati, and every country has a secret society. They have a shadow government. Everyone. So yeah, I can attest to the Illuminati. It's real. Yeah. I mean, look here. I was part of FOP, the Fraternal Order Police. To some, that's like an Illuminati. I had the shield, the gun, protecting FOP, what we stand for. I'm still a card carrying member.
Hold on now.
I got the benefits, man. I gave him 27 years. You give me everything that's owed to me. Okay. Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
So in that same movie analogy that I gave, right? The devil comes, the devil makes their offer. These people agree to give up their soul, their booty, whatever. And then towards the end of the movie, right, there's always that taste of the bad deal that they made, right? They get the fame that they thought that they were looking for. They get whatever it is that they thought that they were looking for. And then that, what they sold their soul for, they found out was not eternal, right? Whatever they gave up their eternal soul for only a few minutes, a few hours, a few decades of whatever fame or fortune that they sought, and then they experience the hell before they die. So they don't even, what I'm saying? They end the movie, where obviously the person magically gets a loophole or some shit, but this ain't no movie, right? And Diddy is at the end of that realization of what he took, what he did. All the, these people are all at the end of that satanic contract where it's like, okay, you signed your soul and you got what you wanted, but but you didn't read the fine print. This was for limited time only, right? It's that part.
And I got another knowledge too. I think that I think we live in fantasies sometimes. We believe that if we're doing something and it's working, that we're going to live happily ever after. But there's no universal law that says you're going to live happily ever after. There's nothing in the universe that says that you will live happily ever after, no matter how much good you do, no matter who you hook up with. And that's why it's so hard for us to make decisions about destroying things that are no good to us, because we still try to hold on to fantasies. We've been sold a bill of goods through Disney. There's nothing that says that you shall live happily ever after, that hip hop's going to be around forever. Diddy, this pedo behavior that's taking place right in our faces. This pedophile behavior that's taking place right in our face. It has to be destroyed. We have to be willing to destroy the things that we love the most and rebuild something different and better, especially if the foundation has been weakened. You're not going to stay in a house on a weak foundation. Who does that? If you find out that the foundation is weak, you're not going to stay in that house. You got to move and rebuild the house. Hip hop must be rebuilt.
Well, I'll say, I'm going to go to Brother Q. Listen. Hip hop, I don't want nothing to do with no damn hip hop. Again, like I said, that shit is cooked. I don't want to see it. I don't even like it like that. No, listen, I knew something was up even at my young age during that time when they took CD 101.9 smooth jazz off the radio and made it a fucking sports radio station.
Radio 1, probably.
Yeah. And see, when you're talking about frequencies and shit like that, that jazz was one of the things that kept niggas calm in the neighborhood. Cats coming through, they whistling and shit. They got the jazz on, everything is smooth. They got that up out of there, and not even a whole 10 years later, you got the emergence of mumble rap. A bunch of mumble, do nothing, tight jean wearing, confused, closet, open booty bandits. That's what we got. So, I mean, again, I don't care about the nostalgia. You could take that. No point intended. You could take all of that nostalgia, throw that shit in the trash, right along with hip hop. Let me go to Brother Q, man. Q, man. Listen, we from up top together, sir. We come from the North, Essex County, New York. We around all of that, man. We around all of that, bro. Is that an L? You gonna keep that L? I need to know, man. Tell me the truth.
No, this was interesting, and I was really tuned into what the brothers were saying. The last 25 minutes when I was sitting here, we have to understand that hip hop, and people get mad at me when I say it, and I always gonna say this, and I believe this. Hip hop is a genre; it's not a culture. Genres come and go. What this form of what we call rap music or hip hop now is not the original form. And we could say that we've allowed outside entities to influence it, but it actually has been the other way around. People wanted to make more money off of the art form and more white acceptance off the art form, so they started selling their own soul and their family soul out, their people. So it's over. Like Brother Juan said, not only fantasize, we need to stop romanticizing the bullshit. Romanticizing, we know something's not good for us and we continue on absorbing it. We see it, we use it on our music, our videos, and whatever you do, you use this type of art form with the bad lyrics and the things that don't have no morality, and you say, okay, this is okay. You could decipher the good and bad from it. Other individuals can't. So we need to throw it away. Nothing good has came. When you look at it, what good has came from hip hop? Yeah, people have made money, but collectively, as a people, what good have came from it for Black American people?
Nothing.
A bunch of individual millionaires, but it has basically assisted what we call white supremacy. So we need to make a effort on what we're going to consume individually and then collectively, because we could sit here on the panel, 6 guys, everybody in the chat, and say, you know what, we're going to make a collective effort. But are we really? Because I'm telling you, somebody from amongst us, whether it's our family, our lineage, anybody in the chat is going to want to be a mainstream artist. And mainstream artists in this realm has never, it don't end well. And we're not just talking about hip hop, we're just talking about Black American artists. Since the art form has been here, any type of music expression, when you go mainstream, it don't end well. You're not going to leave with your legacy intact. It's just not going to happen. So we got a decision to make.
Well, I mean, listen, and I see for new people checking in the chat, man, make sure y'all subscribe to this platform and to any of the brothers that you hear spitting some fire. Subscribe to their YouTube platforms as well, okay? And like my brother Juan J. Johnson saying in the chat, let's get those dislikes up. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Chef C.
Hey. Yes, sir.
Chef C, can I just say one thing, and I'm gonna throw a wrench in the show if you don't mind.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
This is way out left field.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
For everybody in the chat, anybody on X, anybody on YouTube, and various platforms.
Yeah.
We have a brother on this panel that's basically designed his own app for Black businesses.
Yeah.
Brother Vader. I'm not asking everybody to donate $20. Everybody that's watching, just donate $3. A cup of coffee. Buy him a cup of coffee to Brother Vader and what he's trying to do with his app, and how his app, for those that are entrepreneurs, can benefit from his app and basically empower each other. So you don't have outside forces that's coming, BlackRock and all these other places where Brother Vader is trying to get funding. It should be us that are funding him.
God bless you.
Us to have a say on what he's trying to do with his app. But then, not Brother Vader, but then when we see another brother come and then see he getting funded by outside sources, we say, oh, that brother sold out. No, let's fund this brother.
Come on.
Everybody in the chat should just donate $3 to Brother Vader and what he's trying to do with this app. And if you have a business, link up with him and listen and shoot some ideas with each other and think about how you could better your business, whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast. This app can be powerful. We're in the age of technology. We just seen the port strike workers. They're upset, but guess what? Automation's coming. Right. So we got to get with the times. So we was running around here praising this movie that was based off a true story, The Green Book, where it was beneficial to our people during that time. This app that this brother has created and he needs funding on, it could be beneficial to us, beneficial to our families, beneficial to our children. So I just wanted to give Brother Vader a big shout out and a big plug for what he's trying to do.
Yes, indeed. Y'all see it on the screen right quick, ladies and gentlemen. It's look at the screen right now. He's got his QR code up there. Y'all can go ahead and hit that QR code. Y'all can hit the Cash App, right? Support this brother.
The Wolf just donated.
Thank you,
just
sir.
Donated. The Wolf and Chef C just donated. I'm sure other people are going to start donating right now too. Lead by example. Ladies and gentlemen.
I want to comment on some stuff. I sent you some. Can we circle back to that Illuminati stuff, right? I'm a good book reader. Illuminati's up in the good book. They talk about it briefly. I dropped the Bible verses and stuff that connected with that.
Well, hold that for a second, Negro.
Okay.
Let my brother go ahead and say what you're gonna say, Vader.
I want to let everybody know what they're donating to. Right now, as the app stands, I'm in a queue to get in the App Store. I am doing some database cleanup work, but let me tell you what I'm adding into this database. So far, we've got a Black Farm database, someplace that you can reach out to the Black farmers in your community, and you can get fresh vegetables, non-GMO'd, and things like that. You can support a Black-owned business by buying your food from a safe place, right? Because it's natural. It's not made with pesticides and things like that, right? Things that are safe for our bodies, right? We're adding to the database things like veteran services. We're adding things like food banks in urban centers. Things that our people need to know where to link up, where to get the services that they need to survive, right? Because hard times are coming, and that's a bar from hip hop, right? We're adding to the Sundown database things like population density, so you know what towns are safe for you and what towns are not. As any trucker should be downloading and installing and running the base app, and then as you pass these places, logging what you see, right? And someone else mentioned in the chat that we need some kind of lineage verification ID. That too is being added to the base app. I can't say who I'm linking up with, but I am linking up with someone who has been doing genealogy for Black Americans for years now. I am linking up with this organization, and we will be adding lineage verification checks so that we know who we're supporting and who supports us. And this, all of this is being done on my own coin. I just like these dock workers fear, I have been automated out of a job. I literally automated myself out of my own job. AI now does what I used to do, which is build infrastructure for Fortune 50 companies, not Fortune 500, Fortune 50 companies. I built out cloud infrastructure, and now a little black box with a red blinking light does that for me, right? And so here I am building an app for our people to get us connected. And so come check out my podcast and see what my app does. Follow me on Twitter and see what my app does. See how we can link up and we can be greater through social organization. Thank you for letting me speak, Chef. Oh, and
No
let me
doubt.
just shout out.
Let
Let me just shout you out. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Brother Lone Wolf. Thank you, Negro. There are others I can see. Man, y'all, thank you so much because this helps keep the infrastructure going until I can become solvent. Thank you.
No doubt. Most definitely. We appreciate everybody that's on the program as well, supporting our brother Vader Base. Phenomenal program. If you don't know, you can go to his website right there, grfba.org, ladies and gentlemen, to find out a little bit more about the Vader Base app. Okay, but let's get back into this thing. Brother Negro, you wanted to illuminate the Illuminati portion. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I think that the Illuminati is a real thing. I think that it has already happened. I don't know if they're still active or anything of that nature, but they were a real thing. They were created in 14 whatever. You can post up the information that I put in the chat box. There's this one I had the Bible verse, but also Britannica briefly talks about this as well in the history, and also just saying that they've been around for a while. So I think that they're real. I think that they trickle down to some of these smaller organizations and do what they do. You know, so evil, so confusion, and so dissension into our community. You know, I don't think Illuminati per se. They didn't really get interested to us until we got our freedom. That's something I really think that could have been happening. Until then, they weren't really eyeing us until after we got our freedom. We were moving around. So now they're interested in us. So like that makes me more interested in them. Like, who are these guys? You know. So if the Bible talks about it, I'm gonna assume that it's real. You know.
Mm.
That's kind of the perspective where I'm coming from.
Mm. Okay. Listen, I'm not gonna lock. I can't knock it. Listen. I'm gonna let a little bit. Before the Bible was written, King James wrote the demonology book. Just wrote a book about the demons, about the devils and demons and shit first.
But was he categorizing the devils and the demons and telling us who these enemies are that are supernatural per se? Like me, I don't have the demonology book, so I'm not really versed in that. But that could be a reality, you know.
So watch this. I'm gonna show you my white man approach to things.
keep
talk white to his brother Dwayne. talk white to his brother Juan. Talk white.
Listen, do the white thing. Do the white thing.
One thing I know about white folks is this: they don't take a step without investigating. They do a grid search. I mean, they pick up sand, rocks, trees, whatever. And when they go to other countries, they grid off certain parts to find out what's in that square, what's in that circumference, and they gather it and they research it. Even down to the witchcraft, the divination, the demons, the very things that we run from. I embrace it all. I got the books.
Hold on real quick. All my white folks, we got new white subscribers too. If you like what Brother Juan is saying, hit the dislike button.
See, because that's the white man in me. I mean, you cut me down to the white meat. The whiteness in me says, investigate what? Everything.
Come on.
The witchcraft.
Come on.
The demonology. I'm not afraid of that stuff. But if my enemy is using it, I need to know how he's using it. You know, we talking about black magic. We ain't gonna deal with that white magic yet. That white magic is more thorough than the black magic.
Or Frank Lucas, that blue magic.
Blue magic. Who you talking about? The blue magic.
No, salute to the white folk. We got hey, real quick, I gotta say this, brother Juan. We got white subscribers in here, Latino subscribers. We doing all right, man. We really doing all right. So, you know, keep that approach that you got going there, brother Juan.
Yeah. I got the book of Wicked, the Wicked Book of We Trash. I got the book. I got some good heavy books, man. You know, because again, in all you're getting, get understanding. You can't be afraid to read those books that they've written. And I'm covered. I got 3 levels. I got AAA protection. I got my ancestors. I got my angels, and I got the ancients that protect me, man. I don't worry about nobody coming at me. And I got my guns too. That part.
That part. Just in case I gotta go put some hands on some folks. But
yes, indeed. Salute
they investigate. Look here, they colonize not just people, they colonize information. That's what makes them so different, because they can't walk beyond something without saying, what is this? How does this work? Where did it come from? Who, what, where, when, why? That's what made what's his name? Ben Franklin, the Edisons. They didn't just stop at the spookiness of the stories. They investigated, and they continue to investigate. So I land my plane with that.
Now that's interesting. I like that. I think because we create so much shit, I think we get a little we limit the adventurous nature in us, you know, as opposed to, you know, shout out to the white folks, man. If you're still going in cages and it says beware of animal, right? You know, you going over there and you want to go pet the dangerous. It says danger. Don't go over here, and you going and you trying to get an animal a kiss.
Do I got to go and get my book, The Wicked Book of Divination, and show you? A shameless plug. Do I got to go and get the book and show them this so you can see that I'm telling you the real deal? I study these folks, man.
Yeah, no.
What? How do you think GNC became so popular? The drugstore. GNC have been studying the voodoos, the concoctions that we use to make the pills back in the day. You know, they made voodoo bad, but they put up a lot of GNC stores with the same ingredients. Okay.
Right.
So, I mean, come on, man. These folks make bad good, good bad, make good bad, and bad good. Tricknology at its best. Kings of tricknology, man. And that white magic is real. It's stronger than the black magic. We don't deal with the white magic. The white magic is in your head. Get you to do things that you don't want to do. The black magic is more, give me that root, give me that dirt, give me that stone. It's more physical. But that white magic is psychological. It gets into your spirit.
Shout out LBJ. Shout out to LBJ. Man, listen. At the end of the day, you got to put respect on LB.
Not LeBron James, you guys. Not LeBron James.
Yeah. You got to put some respect on LBJ. Lyndon B. Johnson. for those who are little, who need to be brought up to speed, respectfully. But this is what we are. I mean, salute to the 270 plus in the building right now. Make sure y'all hitting the like, share, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, there's a lot of folks in here. Make sure you subscribe to these platforms, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a brief commercial and we get into Candace for the second half. Let's get into Candace for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. We're taking a brief commercial break. Y'all keep it locked with us on the next podcast. I'm your host, Chef C, chapped in with the Angry Black Man's Book Club for Pat Talk, number 42, family. Y'all keep it locked with us. We'll be right back after this.
One love, y'all. God bless y'all. Black Americans all over the country, baby.
They say don't wait. When that shit get crazy, leave, give up that date. But if I had to cease my love, 1,000 seas I drown to stay. Cause when it gets hard, it's never even close to what I've suffered. Till you came into my life and brought some peace, removed the clutter, reconstructed trust, my heart you clutched, focused, and you aim, pulled the trigger on a life with you that nobody could graze. I could see with you in darkness, making moves and power plays, in the shadows of the sunlight, ultraviolet, super rays.
See, I can look at other people's creations, but I can also see the reflection of my people when I see these people.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Listen. If you wanted to know what that was Bloodline Films from the Soil episode New London. But ladies and gentlemen, what's coming out very soon, I want y'all to be locked for this. We got the Patreon that's going to be dropping. Well, actually, it's live right now. Y'all go ahead head over to the Patreon. It's also pinned to the link in the chat. You know, we got this Patreon, this Patreon jumping off because I want folks to be able to really spin the block this season for Thanksgiving. I know a lot of folks got some nasty ass macaroni cheese you've been making for years. All right. You don't have to be doing that to your family. They don't deserve that. Right. And some of y'all low key may not be washing your collard greens in the bathtub, but you damn sure washing them sits in the toilet, some of you motherfuckers. Okay. So I want y'all to holler at me. I'm going to show you how to get your greens together. The first live cooking demonstration will be collard green egg rolls, inspired by my brother Negro. I'm going to show y'all how to make some collard green egg rolls.
So they won't be soggy neither.
Not soggy at all. With the turkey, with the smoked turkey in it. Okay? Also, we're going to be showing y'all how to do this, the proper baked macaroni cheese. I see a lot of motherfuckers just put a whole bunch of cheese in there, but that shit still be bland as hell. It's not how you make macaroni cheese. Okay? I'm going to show y'all how to cook a moist turkey too. Not them dry ass turkeys I be seeing year after year. Folks posting on their goddamn social media.
Hey, I gotta pull up egg roll now.
Hold on, let me get this off. Hold on, let me get this the fuck off. Every year I'm tortured and haunted by dry ass turkey or this blonde. Some of y'all turkey be blonde. It ain't got no color on it. I know you didn't season it. I ain't got to deal with this shit this year. Okay? Get the Patreon. Make sure you subscribe, family. I'm going to get you right. You understand me? Yes, indeed. I'm a Michelin trained chef, award-winning chef, to be very clear. So you will learn some real shit here. All right? Now, let's get back into the goddamn program. Let's get back to the program. Candace Owens.
Well, hold up now.
Egg roll, man.
Yes, indeed.
Hold up. I'm a trained crime instructor. If you cooking, I'm shooting.
Listen. Say that. Come on.
Yeah. This ain't no joke right here. What is it right here?
Oh, can I do the gutting? Can I do the gutting?
Hold on. LW. There you go. LWF.
That's right. That's right. And if you don't go to me, go to somebody. But you need to get some training from somebody.
That's right.
You have you at least 3 guns: a revolver, a semi-automatic handgun, a rifle, and a shotgun. So that's 4 guns, 1 of each, and about 500 rounds.
That's right.
Each right. I mean that.
That's right. Definitely, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting down to the wire.
With hollow points.
November 5th is around the corner, but if you waiting until November 5th to get ready, you're waiting. You done. You cooked. You're cooked, and I don't even mean it figuratively. Hit the brother Juan up, y'all. Hit him up. He'll get you together. He'll get you together as best he can. Lone Wolf, LWFtraining.com. All right. Now, my fault. Let me unmute him. Now, let's shrink this down. Let's get into that. Any other brothers got something they want to advertise before we resume?
Yo, when you do those collard green egg rolls, I need to be there on site, brother, so I can try them. All right, mandatory. That's mandatory, man. Because I gotta, that's one of my things right there. But anyway, that's besides the point. Also, the Negro Black Knights Heritage Club, we are taking membership dues for those that are interested in the organization. Keep you posted about more detail. So we are out there recruiting. So if you want to be a knight, let me know, or a knightess too for the ladies.
Okay. Okay. So
let me know.
Say it again, brother Juan.
If you want to be a wolf, let me know.
Let him know. Let him know. Y'all see the address in the chat, y'all. So check that out. Now over to your girl. Now I do want to premise this before we get into the second half of what Candace Owens has been doing. Like I said before, if you're here for the first time, I don't particularly respect nothing about Candace Owens other than what she has done with this particular work. Okay, she's diabolical. That target she put on Breonna Taylor's back, very disrespectful. Okay, even if George Floyd was a piece of shit in real life, that was disrespectful. Because again, we're not talking about an isolated perception. Okay, when you give somebody a microphone of that magnitude, and it has an ability to, get out there as far as it can, we have an issue now. Okay, so again, before we go into this second part of what she was doing as far as cooking, your girl Kamala, I do want to make sure that I get first. But there's one other clip that I think is necessary, y'all. We gotta make it make sense, because again, a lot of folks with this, she melanated, she black shit. Well, I want to listen, Black America, you kind of late to the party. A good amount of Black Americans are very late to the party when it comes to just understanding that folks see our melanin, our complexion, as a lick. It's a lick for them. There has no cultural value for these folks. Okay. So when Kamala comes out and starts running the sister girl play, you got to kind of rise above the bullshit. Everybody ain't black, but they do know what that means to go ahead and get a bag off black. Let's play this, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, fair use. Let's play this track here and make it make sense.
Became an actress, I quickly realized that the world liked their Latinas to look Italian, not like me. And so I wasn't going up for Latina parts. I was going up for African American parts.
I would get really positive reactions at auditions for both African American and Latino parts. But I didn't look Latino enough because of the curly hair and the freckles and the nose and all that stuff. It bothered me. Of course it bothered me, because what I look like and what I am, it doesn't change that I'm a Latina. And you're telling me that I'm too dark?
My agent was saying, okay, we're having trouble. They look at her picture and we send her out for Latina roles, but they're looking more for fair skin or Mexican. I ended up booking more African American roles. I still to this day have trouble booking a lot of Latina roles.
Now, before we get into this Candace Owens, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, the honest conversation is this. The projection that comes from their own cultures on them, and them not having the willingness to stand up against that same coloristic environment, but then saying, you know what? I see black folks over here. You know what? This is an easy lick. Let me go over there and get it up off of them, because I got the complexion for the finances per se.
I called cap on Gina Torres, who was the first one in your clip, bro. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. But
well,
go ahead.
Let's be clear. She comes from that Busta Rhymes era. Remember, Busta Rhymes said, "Oh, I didn't really feel comfortable talking my Jamaica, so I had to do the black thing." Jamaica was Busta Rhymes was on that, and now he spin the block, however many years later, and start talking about, "Oh, black Americans got no culture. We the real founders." And Listen, there's a predatorial thing that these folks have with them, and I'm just bringing this up to make it very plain that. Look how they immediately change their tongue when they even say Latino or Latina.
That's the part.
Okay. It goes from being, "Oh, this sister, I'm like you," to nigga, I'm really not like you. And the only reason I let you get some of this is because my own folks don't even want me.
I'm about to push back. I'll push back.
All right, yeah. Let's do this.
See, when I hear this conversation, I hear them talking to their own people. They ain't talking to black Americans. They're talking to their own people.
Yep.
They're not talking to us. Matter of fact, I'm almost offended that we talking about we're in their conversation. See, we always talking about them being in our conversation. Now we're in their conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna push back on that, brother Juan.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah. Let me get
when they're on our soil, sorting out their mess and their problems. See, they're on American soil when they filmed that. They were on American time when they were out here portraying as if they're black American people. So yeah. I think we're in the right place at the right time in the right conversation. And we need to be at the immigration board conversations too, in the task force too.
But look, they're more disappointed that they can't get a Latino role and have to settle for a black role.
No, see, and here's where I got to push back, brother Juan.
Hold on. I'm gonna go to you. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Yeah.
Because Gina Torres, right? yes, if you look at that video as it exists, it seems like we are injecting into their conversation with their people. But Gina Torres is banking on the fact that a lot of us don't know who she really is. See, she's done a lot of voiceover work at playing Black American women, right? A lot of cartoon voiceover work, and if you IMDb her, you will see, right? So she didn't go in there and talk about Latina. She went in there sounded like Sister Girl from the block, and so I call Cap when when she tries to say, well, they wouldn't accept me as a Latina. No, you went seeking those jobs because you were looking for a check that you could take from somebody else. So it's that part for me.
Come on, brother
Vader.
Vader.
Wait. I could actually agree with brother Vader on that. Remember I told you about the shorty that was braiding my hair? Well, I thought that was a Black American and she was something else. Yo, like they do that, and they know specifically that I was looking for a Black American hair braider. It was not no shot, no disrespect, no shade, but I have a right to choose how I want to do my business and who I want to share my dollars to. And from a historical standpoint, people feel like they're entitled to our money. And that's the problem. That part.
And I agree with every sentiment here, but their audience right now, it's like a bullhorn to the Latinos coming after them. That don't get it twisted. We were trying to get Rose to speak on behalf of Latinos, but they gave us Black Rose. So you all that's coming behind us, we're giving you a heads up that you're going to have to be cosplaying as Black Americans. Man.
Well, you know what? This is why I wanted to have a conversation, gentlemen. Let me hear from Brother Q though. Brother Q, man. I mean, talk to me on this, man. What's happening? Because again, I mean, listen, and you know what? I do understand the place that Brother Juan is coming from. It sounds like they're trying to berate the Latino film industry for not accepting them, trying to get a little lick in. However, even with trying to be, I guess, the stand-up woman for an Afro-Latino in this case, right? It didn't stop her from becoming a predator. It didn't stop any one of these females from becoming predators in this moment to then say, you know what? Okay, I'm sure I'm even competing in a role against a Black American woman who should actually have this. But for whatever reason, they like me more. I have no real connection to it, but I'm going to go ahead and take it, even though I know that this person who's a Black American should actually have that role. And that's where I look at these females sideways and I have no sympathy for them.
Predatorial, racial, and ethnic capitalists.
Right. But go ahead, Brother Q. What say you about this situation here, sir? I'm just lining this Kamala Harris thing up because, again, in this case, let's make it plain. How is this not what Kamala Harris is doing now? Kamala Harris went from collard green, gumbo, Chuck Tellers, to an Afro-Latino one day. Oh, I saw it. Thank you. She said she was an Afro-Latino 2 weeks ago. So I'm just saying, family, we got to keep this in mind. Go ahead, Brother Q. You got the floor, sir.
Well, when you're dealing with actors, and then you're dealing with what I hate the most is identity politics. And when you're dealing with identity politics, identity is everything. And this is why what Candace Owens has done by critiquing this book is landing so well on people, because we need to be honest. Identity politics has been a crutch for Black Americans. We think that it's been helping us, but the reality is that it hasn't given us any tangibles. because identity politics plays on emotion. It doesn't play on policies, and it doesn't play on, like I said, tangibles. In the case of Gina Torres, you know, one of the things with actors is, I think a lot of people think that there's a lot of roles out there, a lot of scripts. I mean, a lot of these roles, they do have identity, like the brother Vader said. They are in the script. This role is specifically designed for a person. So I think that, and I always try to divert back to the great Paul Mooney. Everybody wants to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga.
Come on.
And
there you go.
Once you realize that it may seem like it's perks to say that you're cosplaying as a Black American. Once you realize the reality that all of us has faced, all of us has been through since we've been here generationally, then it's no more, the gig is up. Then nobody want to be a Black American anymore. You know, the thing is that those of us that know, we need to take control of what's ours, like the alienation. We need to understand how serious it is and why it's important. Let me tell you something, Chef C, you already know where we from.
Yeah.
We love the Caribbean people. But guess what? I'm going to tell you, I have a good friend that's Haitian. This is my guy. And I love his culture because he loves his culture. And I love my culture because I love my culture.
You just
and it's no difference. His is not better than mine, and mine is not better than his in our eyes. And the problem comes in is that I don't have to put up my culture by putting your culture down.
Come on.
I don't have to do that. It's not necessary to do that. Definitely when you're dealing with anybody in the diaspora, because ain't nobody in the diaspora should be running around here taking no victory laps by their attachment to whiteness.
Let him cook.
Because at any given moment, the rug is going to be pulled from up under you if they choose to. But, you know, I know you're going to get more into Kamala Harris. I got a lot to say about what Candace Owens did, so I'm going to wait till that portion of the program gets to.
Yes, indeed. No, listen. This is salute to our brother Dr. Shaw for checking back in, man. This is exactly what Dr. Shaw was waiting for anyway.
Can I push back on that?
I'm gonna let shout out to brother D, bro. Shout out to D. That's my nigga right there, man. But I want to say this. That's where I agree with brother Q. Now, some folks go, "Oh, nigga, you a Pan-African? No, I'm not. I am not. I'm Black American. Period. However, I can respect the motherfucker that values their own culture and stand on their culture, and not try to do anything to block or prevent the progression of mine on this soil. Okay, you can do what you want to do. You feel me? But again, you know, I come from a particular place. Listen, I got colleagues, friends, all types of backgrounds. I'm not going to sit here and say I got a whole bunch of niggas around me. No. Okay? No. But I will say this. If they not getting away of the progression or preventing my people from getting what they need, I got no problem with it. And you know, that's where it is. But when I said I had just like you, Q, I had some Jamaican friends back in the day. And these niggas rose up and said, "Yo, you American niggas got no culture. Why are you in America saying that to an American? And then tell me how tropical your island is. Then take your tropical ass back home then, nigga." That's where I come from with it. It's so tropical. The red snapper is so popping here in America looking at me. Get your silly ass from around me.
And the whole time they was eating ocean perch, telling people it was red snap.
Talking about his red, right? Eating perch and porgies. Get your stupid ass out of here. So this is the shit that I'm talking about, but that's the diabolical part of it, you know. Don't shit on mine so you can up yours up while you in my country. You not even in yours. That shit just the dumbest shit. Like even seeing a Nigerian parade, a Puerto Rican Day parade, a fucking anything parade in the United States of America is the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. You got on here on a goddamn, you went over here on a damn banana boat. You got here on a banana boat or a canoe and thought it was fly to then have parades in the street with your flags.
Celebrating independence. Celebrating independence in a different country is fucking wild.
No, they
bro.
don't have independence.
Damn, what happened to Brother Short?
I fired him up so hard.
The stream was waiting for him to talk and said, "Oh no."
Let me see what happened with him.
Can I get Yeah. My thing is that show me the Black America that's going to like Nigerian Hollywood and whatnot. It's snatching up Nigerian roles from the Nigerian native actors that are there.
Bro, who would we even play?
It would never be tolerated.
Yes, that's the point.
It would never be tolerated. But you see, let me just say, there's something else going on here. And what's going on here is our fault. However, in Africa and certain things, and then the Caribbean and Latin American, certain things, it's the same, but it's different. Let me give an example. If you go to another country, if you have an American product, they will prefer that to what they have at home typically. That's rice, that's tomatoes, you'd be amazed. They'd rather have it than it being locally made. There's a degree of contempt for what it is that they have that's local. I wish it weren't so. The problem is among Black Americans, we have contempt for who and what we are. We're the ones that make people feel like they're better because we go running after them. I have heard professors, bullshit, fucked up Pan-Africanist nigger professors tell us that we need to run after Africans and Caribbeans to find ourselves. Okay? And so they hear that too. They don't think of that as much until they get here and they keep hearing it, that we're better than they are. Then they'll get Black Americans to tell them that they are better than we are. Okay? They're hearing this from everybody, including those amongst our elite who hate our guts. And then if we don't like ourselves, we're ashamed of where we come from. And shame, the same way Candace Owens is hunted down and went and did research on St. Anne's province, or St. Anne's Parish, and looked into Spanish Town and Brown Town. And you're speaking to a person that wrote an article, an editorial, denouncing Kamala Harris around this identity bullshit 4 years ago this August. And I had people ignore it. And then the article went viral in July of this year. 4 years later, to show you how fucking lazy and stupid Black people are. We get all kinds of people who are trying to inform and impart. And we've got a pig-headed, data-adverse culture that doesn't like information amongst us. By the way, other people hate us and hate us for it because nobody respects the full. We have a full-ass culture. We have a culture where Flav and Busta Rhymes, who's not even a Black American, can come in and they're more important than Dr. Claude Anderson.
He dropped again.
You can't convince me that these algorithms do that when we're cooking the hardest. You know, you can't sell me otherwise.
You know what? Damn. Yeah. Look at it. Brother Short, they dumped you again, fam.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look.
They on you.
As I said at the beginning, the FBI is bothering me. Okay. And I will explain to you what I was doing when you did not see me. Forgive me for leaving the topic. I was talking to Mrs. Kelly, and I mentioned to her this FBI foolishness, and I mentioned to her that they're upset about international television shows I used to do. And they have cleaned out maybe 1,400 interviews that I did. I just happened to go onto YouTube, Chef C, and I found a whole bunch of interviews that I hadn't seen in years. That as this Middle Eastern thing heats up, people who are angry about what's going on in the Middle East and so forth are putting up interviews that I did years ago. And that's upset the FBI because I denounced those fuckers, and I'll do it again. And so if this cuts off, it's not me. We have premium service, but I have always had this IP attacked for years where we couldn't even get cable service. Are we under fascism and harassment? Like when I was trying to get Hulu and we couldn't get Hulu, we were doing everything. And the cable person said, I did everything right. Somebody is on your system. And I called some folks in India, and there were people from 23 governments on my goddamn computer, which blew my mind. Why do people need to monitor? I'm not all that. Again, I'm 59 years old, living with my mother, single person, with no car, no real property. However, shit that I was putting out, information I was putting out actually upset people. And so this FBI harassment started. And I think within the past few days, a bunch of folks have been releasing old videos that I did years ago, and it's back up on YouTube, even though the U.S. government seized those videos a few years ago. I guess other people make copies. Please forgive me. My crime is I spoke out against the oppression of Black Americans in the United States in an international way, much like Paul Robeson, William Patterson, Malcolm X, and others, and of course, Brother Larry Pinckney. So I apologize because it is not me doing anything. So if you want to know what I'm upset about, you can go to YouTube and turn it off and put in Randy Short and Press TV, and you'll see some interviews where I was criticizing the European Union arming Israel, warning people about these great wars that we would have. People kept putting this stupid shit and fixing possibly World War III. I was saying this 12 years ago. So I'm sorry. Now let's get back to this thing. These foreigners and other people count on us to not like ourselves. As long as Black Americans hate their own guts more than they hate white supremacy or being exterminated, we're dead meat. We're just roadkill for someone to fuck over. It's our fault. It's our fault. And I'm saying I know this like the university, and you couldn't get other Black, I'll give you an example. I remember being at Oxford University in their Mandela Rhodes house where they have all their archives. I ran into, there was another Black American from, maybe there were two of us that were Black, three of us from America that were Black in the reading room. One person made certain that they never speak. Everybody there looking at us knowing we're Black America. What if we speak to each other? Fuck light-skinned nigger who didn't want to be associated with me. I wasn't bothering him. Didn't want to be identified with me, even though everybody there had to check us in knew we were from America. He's busy being ugly to me because we're both from the United States. There was another Black American we spoke, was cool. Hi, how you doing? Name Randy, good. We do this. Put him at a predominantly white university. Now the Black Americans.
They done cooked them again. Cooked them again. Brother Short. Man, that's crazy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, salute to everybody that's in here. Yeah, yeah, let's see. Brother Short, one more time. Bring him up. Brother Short, are you there, sir?
I'm here. I'm sorry, brother. I'm doing the best I can. I ain't doing nothing. People understand. You Negroes listening, go ahead and vote for Come Swallow. They're silencing me today. Tomorrow, they'll silence you. Okay? Fascism and communism is already here. And all the shit that they're doing. You want 4 more years of it? You want it worse? Go ahead and vote for that whore. Go ahead and vote for that cosplaying whore. And see, won't this happen to you too? Okay, some of us dealing with this for about 10 years, starting in Obama, who's still running everything now. But my point again, our lack of respect for ourselves, in particular, say Black American men, it's interesting that so many people can show solidarity with Diddy, with Baby All, and dildos up their asses. But there isn't for patriarchs, solidarity around Black people, business around farms. There's so much that Black men could come together around and even keep secrets. But they can't do it for things that matter, but around dumb, self-destructive, degenerate, sexually perverse, fag shit. So much solidarity. We got to get out of that. There should be some solidarity around survival, around prosperity, around policy, around self-defense, around eating, around mama, daddy, and baby. That's what we need. By the way, that's another thing that some people see about us, and they're confused. And they don't have sympathy with us that we're under attack. People are glad that hatred of Black people is mostly directed at us. In fact, they don't mind doing that as long as they can get their American dream. It's us to come to achieve our American dream. It's never going to come from Kamala or from a fag, from anybody that is not in agreement with us about our life. And not everybody, but it's many. And what happened is very good. Anybody within the scene, Kamala Harris was a whore, sociopath. Obvious from the first time I looked at the bitch in 2015. Since we went to school together. She's a sociopathic whore. How are all of these Negroes who...
Yeah, I'm gonna have to yeah, we're gonna have to let Brother Short marinate for a little bit. They on him tonight.
Yeah.
They definitely on him tonight. Heavy.
Yeah, what's going to happen is when they put up his part during the broadcast, because there's so much distortion, it'll turn other folks off.
Right. Brother Short,
yeah, let me sign off, guys.
Yeah.
Let me stop. You guys do it. I don't want to ruin the. I don't want to ruin the show. Just people need to know we're doing real shit. That's when you know you get jammed like you're in a communist country. Is we're talking real stuff, whether you think you're hearing something or not, whether we have 100,000 or 1,000 followers or not, or 10,000. We're really talking about stuff that people that hate your guts, that would like to make soap and lampshades out of you, don't want you to hear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna let Brother Short marinate for a second, and we'll see what happens with ours. Because that happens a little bit when Brother Negro start talking too. Listen, niggas are marked on this podcast, y'all. Okay, this is why you see a lot of other platforms. They're real safe with it. It's a lot of tiptoeing and shit. Okay? Fuck it, man. You only live once, god damn it. You only live once. Let's bring this program up, though. Let's bring this program up. Okay? Sick of the bullshit. This is a sad. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, sharing, and subscribing too if you haven't already done so, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like, sharing, and subscribing, okay? So we can have a conversation. This is part 2 of Candace Owens unpacking of your girl Kamala Harris. She's essentially, as far as I'm concerned, y'all, Kamala Harris is cooked. Every way, shape, and form, honestly. Some other people have done some unpacking. I'm not going to say nobody's names unless I deem necessary. But I don't feel like saying names. Kamala Harris is the equivalent of those other 3 ladies that we just showed y'all. Okay? When it comes to maximizing the black. All right? Whatever that means over here. Unfortunately, you know, I think a lot of it has to come from, I think we got to get a little more savage. We got to get a little more savage, though, to combat this shit. Because they see it as opportunity, and this is why when you look at 20 million plus illegal immigrants coming over here, how... Now, let me be clear. Let's share this. These women are supposed to be the civilized versions of them. Let's be clear about this. In the words of Kamala Harris, let's really be clear. These women are supposed to be the civilized versions. So when you then bring a whole bunch of other ones with savage mentalities, right? How on earth does anybody think that they're going to look at America, or particularly Black Americans, in a light of sympathy or even concern? No, listen, everybody for themselves. They're going to hit the lick, you know. You get yours, they get mine, etc., that kind of shit. Okay? But let me play this, y'all. Let me play this track here.
All right, guys, you can stop everything because this is officially the only podcast that you need to listen to today. Yesterday, I received an email from a woman all the way in New Zealand who decided to turn into Sherlock Holmes and fully dedicate herself to investigating Kamala Harris and all of these missing documents and all of these questions. And what she uncovered is potentially so shocking and so alarming. And officially close the $1,000 bounty because she's earned it. I mean, she's going to receive the full 1K, because this is now getting dark and twisted. And my suspicions about Kamala Harris potentially pretending that the help was her family maybe have been confirmed. I'm going to let you guys judge. Don't want to get way ahead of myself, but do not go away, and welcome back to Candace. It was a discrepancy that was in. And you got to go back 2 episodes and play catch up, episode 70 and episode 71, because we're not going to do too much recapping here because I want to jump right into this. Basically, someone came for Janet Jackson and I answered the door. It was a discrepancy that was in Kamala's book, a woman that she said was her grandmother named Beryl, a picture of her and her grandmother Beryl. Here it is, visiting my paternal grandmother Beryl in Jamaica. And then I did just a brief search online and found out that Beryl allegedly died 4 years before Kamala was born. So that's a major red flag. Then I had a little bit of a gut instinct. The photos that were being presented of Kamala and her grandparents, great-grandmother and Beryl, I just felt that the women, or the woman, because I think they look remarkably alike, I just feel that maybe this woman was the help. And I'm not saying...
Let me say this before we go too far. If anyone has worked for a UES family, ultra high, or UHES family, ultra income families, etc. You know, these are the elites. They're like 30 million and above type of families, but I bring that up to say that absolutely they have, even to this day, I just saw one yesterday, they have these helpers who essentially raise the kids. Okay. And I have seen, even sometime these families, particularly the mother, she would get really jealous if the help got too close to the child. She would get very jealous. If you was a little too comforting to the child, I would see the little, no, you just a helper. Get away from my kid type of thing. So when we're talking about Kamala in this case, where it is alleged that her entire, that father's side particularly, they own slaves and everything, right? The help was raising Kamala, little old Kamala. It can't be too far-fetched. I wouldn't say it's that far-fetched. A lot of folks think that, see, this is the problem where a lot of folks, particularly folks that live on a flat black mentality, they think that that blacks could never have a superiority complex, that they could never look at another darker skinned person as beneath them. Okay. However, a lot of these folks, good amount of them, right, absolutely look at certain parts of the population as beneath. I mean, even the white boy. Shout out to Hickabus in the chat. Hickabus, you know what I'm talking about. Some of the uppity whites look at the hillbilly whites like they trash. Okay. Yeah, they got no problem charging the hillbilly white boy to the game. Yeah. So when I look at stuff like this, I say to myself, listen, everybody has come across, especially black folks, you come across that black person that you can tell they look at you with a look of disdain. Oh, you trash mother. All right. I can't move in this same neighborhood with this type of cat. Yeah, these are the same folks. However, in this case, they own thousands of slaves. More than likely, a slave helped raise your girl Kamala Harris in this case. So, we need to get past the flat black thing. That shit is diabolical. I've never even heard of a flat white situation. Only shit like that happens here on our side, or a flat Hispanic. I haven't heard of it. But let's play the rest of this.
Saying that because she's black. I'm not racist against black people. I am black. I'm saying this because there's just a lack of emotion there. Like, I don't know.
Hold on. Is Candace Owens Black American, y'all?
No, she's Caribbean. She's from my neck of the woods. Wait, she's from Stamford, Connecticut.
She from you? She out there by you?
yeah, bro. Do some digging on her. Yeah, she from out that way.
You put that on her.
With all that racial stuff that was going on, popping off, yes, it was in Stamford, Connecticut, and she used to, what's his name, Scott Esdale, quote unquote, to help with that situation. Oh yeah, you Google it.
I thought she's from like St. Thomas or something like that.
No, she's her bloodline's from there, but she lived out in Connecticut.
Okay, so hold on. She one of them New England Caribbeans?
Yes. These are the Caribbeans that I'll be talking about, that be talking crazy about reparations and a whole bunch of other things. scoffing their nose at Black American people, using our services, using our NAACPs to advance whatever they're doing. And this is how you get a Haitian Day Parade or Caribbean Day Parade, Puerto Rican Day Parade, you know, any type of day parade. Like they fought in every war or something. Yeah, that nonsense.
Well, somebody, I mean, I was getting screamed down on the other day. Somebody was telling me Candace Owens is Black American. Yeah. That's what I was getting told. But I said, you know, you look up her Wikipedia, you know, I mean, I don't want to go there all night tonight. Not tonight. That's a lot. But it does seem that she got some kind of Black, somebody's tucked away that's Black American in there. And then the other side is Caribbean. So, I mean, however people want to work that out, I'm not getting into that. But yeah, let's, you know, that's why I'm like, hold on. How can she can't claim Black though? I'm just confused with that. But let's play the rest of this.
Oh, if it's just my grandparents, or when they're with you, they're like super cuddly and cute. And this woman's just kind of very serious each time that she's being featured here. So anyways, what happened was we sourced Beryl's birth certificate. And then my instinct got a little bit stronger because her name was spelled differently in the birth certificate, right? So you see that it says Beryl spelled B-E-R-I-L, Magdalene. And we know for a fact, by the way, so people that are submitting other birth certificates, this is definitively the correct birth certificate because it says Iris Finnegan. And we know based on Kamala and Kamala's father, Donald J. Harris, that Iris Finnegan is the mother of Beryl. And then we see that her name changes, the spelling of her name changes rather by the time that we looked at her marriage certificate. Suddenly you can see that the marriage certificate has her name being spelled with a Y. Now that to me signaled that maybe she definitely is the help, and I'll tell you why. So my grandfather, before he passed away, maybe like 10 years before he passed away, I got kind of obsessed with trying to find all of these documents pertaining to his life, because I realized like that's my ancestry. And I was having a ton of trouble mining his grandmother's information because on each document, her name was spelled differently, as well as other people in the family. And I was like, Granddad, why is everyone's name spelled differently depending on the document? Like, this is very confusing. Why is it sometimes spelled Liza versus Eliza versus like Lizbeth? That was his grandmother's name. And he explained to me that they didn't know how to read and write. So you forget this. You forget that you had a world, the majority of people couldn't read and write, especially if you were not considered like a high class person. My grandfather grew up on a sharecropping farm. And so what that meant was even if you had a name, if you couldn't read and write, you were going up to the register, whether it was for birth, whatever it was, and you were just telling somebody the name. You weren't saying like, hi, it's Candace, C-A-N-D-A-C-E. You're just saying Candace, and one person might spell it C-A-N-D-I-S. Somebody might spell it C-A-N-D-I-C-E. If you do not know how to read and write, you don't recognize these discrepancies. So that actually, I thought was a good thing in terms of like my idea that this woman could have potentially just been the help, maybe like on my scent, but I didn't want to be too.
Hey, Brother Negro, she says sharecropping. Yeah.
Well, the brother, I'm already looking it up. They saying that one side is one thing, one side is the other. Call it an anchor baby and let's keep it going.
Shout out to the
Too convinced. Obviously, you know, I lean into the conspiracy mindset because we've been lied to so many times. But like I said, we did find that marriage certificate between Beryl and Lawford Newland, which was in July of 1944. And I want to be clear, guys, we know for a fact this is the correct Beryl. So we're not confused here and looking for more documentation when it comes to the birth or the marriage, because the correct parents are listed. You can see Patrick Finnegan is listed. And so we know that Beryl's parents are Iris Finnegan and Patrick Finnegan. So that is the correct parent, the correct marriage certificate. But we had no idea who Lawford Newland was. We had no idea that Beryl had allegedly been married after she birthed Donald Harris. That would be Kamala Harris's father. Thought that was like quite strange. She would have been 6 years old in 1944. Donald Harris was born in 1938. So this means that she got married to this guy, Lawford Newland, and she had a 6-year-old. So I thought that was quite strange. I couldn't find anything on Lawford Newland.
Hey, hold on real quick before we get too far. We got Richie Dope. I don't know if Richie, you a Caucasian or you a Black American. Richie Dope said, "Wait, what? Caribbean isn't black? I dated women from the Caribbean and they were black as fuck." Yeah, Richie, you got to be a white boy. That sounds like a white boy.
You know, there's your lineage, right? And then we know that even amongst those of us in the lineage, there are blood traders. And this woman, I know that there's a video out there that I can Google and that anyone can Google where she clearly states with her full chest, both titties, that she hates the Black community and she wants to destroy the Black community and that she is not Black. She has said this with her in English. He says, I'm English. She says this shit in English with both her titties and a dick. That she don't like Black Americans. She don't want to be Black American. She don't want to be a part of the Black community, and that she wants to destroy the Black community. So I don't give a shit what's in her lineage. She's a blood trader at best.
Didn't she call us? Wait, didn't she call us Blackistan or something like that?
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. See, this is why. And shout out to Richie, white boy Richie in the building. Salute to Richie. Richie called him a Caribbean and got some oxtails up out of her. You know, Richie called him a Caribbean. He called him a Candace Owens and got the oxtail. So, you know, shout out to Richie for that. Listen, first and foremost, let me say this. I gotta digress. Salute to the diversified viewership that we now have. Okay? Salute to that. Okay? But I also want to make sure y'all hitting that like, that share, and that subscribe button. But most importantly, hit the dislike button. Huh? Help us out. Get the dislikes up. All right?
Brother Chef?
Yes, sir.
I think we need to hear from Brother Q. I know he's been waiting.
What? When he fell back to the cloud like that, I don't know. But Brother Q, what's happening, Brother Q? Listen, can I hear you?
I'm here. I don't want us, respectfully, I don't want us to lose focus on the issue of Candace's groundbreaking research. Okay. Because we tend to get off track, and I don't want us to get off track on what she did and what she uncovered by just basically doing a little bit of reading from Kamala's book. So you can proceed.
We're gonna get back to that. I appreciate that, Brother Q. Salute to Hickabus for hitting the dislike. He switched it up for us. Salute to him. You know, that's the kind of momentum we like, Hickabus. We like that momentum like that. So let's play a little bit more. And I love Malcolm X. White folks don't love us fools. See, okay. Salute to you, Cicely. I think I'm saying your name right. Let's get this going.
But somebody on the team was able to determine that he arrived on a ship to New Orleans. He arrived in New Orleans, from Jamaica in May of 1943. So we're showing you here the ship manifest, and Lawford Newland is on the ship, and he is listed as, he's listed as a Negro. He's Black. It says his marital status is single. That would be correct, because this would have been a trip the year before he got married to Beryl. So quite strangely, he went to New Orleans, and then I guess he at some point had to have gone back just a year later to get married. We still have not been able to locate the relevant marriage certificate between Oscar Harris. Now that's, again, Kamala's dad's father is Oscar Harris. We cannot find that marriage between Kamala's grandfather and Beryl. So that's like a huge question mark there, right? Like, where is that marriage certificate? If you guys find it, we're checking our emails And we're obviously aware that there are a lot of different Beryls that are being born in Jamaica at different times. Some people are like, this could be the case of 2 Beryls, and they're sending us different birth certificates. Like I said, we know we have the correct birth certificate. We know we have the correct marriage certificate. We know for a fact that this Beryl did get married, and that Donald should have been 6 years old when she got married. So it begs the question, was this her second marriage? Did she have a child out of wedlock with Oscar Harris? Did she have Donald? And then did she get married? Because it lists her on her marriage certificate as a spinster, which means that she's not married, obviously. And then she gets married to Lawford Newland. And then at some point they would have had to divorce if she remarried and got married to Oscar. So she would have had to have gotten with him, had a child with him, married somebody else, divorced that somebody else, and then gotten back together with Oscar and gotten married. That's like a lot of movement. Again, we don't have any documentation, so we're not going to speculate. But Beryl in general, I'm not describing her as the dog that's not barking, okay? So some people were saying, well, I've seen on different websites that there was also a Beryl Harris that died in 1995, and maybe this could potentially be her. We've done the math on that. No, that woman would have been born in 1914. Like I said.
My question becomes, matter of fact, I just find it a little strange, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the mere fact that, especially when it comes to that to be found, right? And these, I don't know if it's mistress behavior going on. He's they're pilling the help. I don't know what's happening here, but maybe a little incest too somewhere. That's what it's giving me. But I'm very curious. Let's peep some more.
We know for a fact Beryl was born. The birth certificates are probably the most relevant source, because you obviously wouldn't have a birth certificate written years later after the fact that your child was born. It says that Beryl was born in 1917. But I started going back to that piece that Donald Harris wrote. Remember, the first time that we were kind of introduced to the fact that Kamala Harris was Black, it was because Donald Harris wrote this piece, which came right behind Kamala Harris's book, Reflections of a Jamaican Father. And I just would like to, by the way, really stress to you how Black he was trying to suddenly make them. Like, I'm just going to read you the first sentence of this by Donald J. Harris, Kamala's father. As a child growing up in Jamaica, I often heard it said by my parents and family friends, "Member where you come from." And then he goes on and he writes, my one big regret is that Kamala and her sister did not come to know very well the two most influential women in my life, Miss Chrissy and Miss Iris. Okay, so those are his grandparents, according to him. Those are both of his grandmothers, maternal and paternal. And then the whole piece is about his grandmother, his two grandmothers. And he wrote, both of my grandmothers had the strongest influence on my early upbringing. And then in parentheses, he writes, not to exclude, of course, the influence of my dear mother, Miss Beryl, and loving father, Mass Oscar. Like, I think it's supposed to be like Massa, like Mass Oscar. Very strange. Again, nobody that I know calls their mom Miss Beryl, calls their...
See, this is why I said to y'all earlier, family, I think that even the Beryl, if they're alluding to it, right, was was the mom. And you know how cats do the fucking, this is your auntie right here. Although auntie was fucking. This is what it's giving me right here. Little family matters, quote unquote, going on. You gotta taste the help. Pause.
Grandmother, Miss Iris, and calls their other grandmother Miss Iris. There's something about that doesn't strike me as familial. But again, that's speculation. Doesn't matter. Maybe there is this strange family where everyone, like, they address their mom as Miss, and they address their grandmother as Miss, and they address their other grandmother as Miss, like that. It really isn't up to us to make any conclusions. That's the first and last time that he mentions his mother, Miss Beryl. Okay. Which signals to me that my theory about her having died young, you're saying you're raised by your grandparents, but your mother is around, but you don't talk about your mother or speak about your mother at all in this entire piece, signals to me that this is correct and your mother died early, okay? You're not mentioning her for a reason. So then this gets crazy. I get an email. Actually, I got 2 emails, but this one in particular made me sit up straight in bed. Like, I'm not kidding. I was like about to fall asleep and I just decided to check the email box and I like sat up. I sat up just like this and started texting everyone. And I woke my husband up. I was like, you have to read this email. This is completely crazy. It came all the way from New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand. I'll be on tour there soon, you guys. Get out there, buy some tickets because we're going to talk about this now. That's the only thing I'm.
Nah, fuck what she just said. Hit up lwftraining.com. Join my Patreon, so forth and so forth. Don't do nothing in New Zealand. You understand me?
Brother Chef, it just dawned on me, I'm slow. But she said that Donald Harris, Kamala's father, had to be reminded constantly to remember where he came from. And I just want to point out that people who need to be reminded where they came from often try to forget where they came from and who they are. So I just want to point that out. Yeah.
Salute to that. Let me keep this. Let's keep spinning the block here.
I'm going to speak about New Zealand, but I'm going to just read this this email to you because it's just incredible. Kia ora from New Zealand, Candace. My name is blank. And after your first podcast about the family of Kamala Harris yesterday, I went down the rabbit hole all day looking for photos of Beryl Finnegan Harris's brothers and sisters, as you asked. I was so intrigued and I wanted to take up your challenge. I could not find those photos, but I did come across a record that you might be interested in. I noticed on Kamala's birth certificate, you showed that her father, Donald Harris, was 26 at her birth in 1964, giving him a presumable birth year of 1938. That is correct. He was born in 1938. I'm just saying that as an aside. I came across the attached record of a 1-year-old child who died in 1940 in St. Anne's Parish. This infant's name was Donald Harris. You will notice the baby's father's name that is given was Albert Harris, and there's no mother mentioned. However, you will be interested to notice that a person listed as present at the death of the child was none other than Beryl Harris. She has also signed the death record. What are the chances that Beryl had her own baby named Donald in 1938 and then was also in attendance of the passing of a baby named Donald Harris in 1940? Weird, right? And just to be clear, that we're going to show you that certificate because it would mean that there were 2 Donald Harris babies born that Beryl was around. One was hers and one, I don't know, guys. It's getting weird. I'm going to finish this email, then we're going to talk about it. I have looked for the infant's father, Albert Harris, and cannot find a lot about him. Albert's father name was Abraham Harris. I believe it is possible he was married to a Violet Fearon on the 6th of March, 1935. No record of her passing, so why was she not at her child's death, but Beryl Harris was? Was this baby Beryl's or Violet's? If Donald Harris passed 1 year old, who is the man claiming to be Kamala's father? Oh my gosh, chill. She wrote, make it make sense. I'll keep digging. Chills. I was like, what are you talking about? I opened this email so fast. It was crazy. And let me just show you the attachment. Chills. I'm freaking out. All over again. It's hitting me. It's a second wave here of what? So yes, you will see that listed here. This is a death certificate that is on the 29th of November, 1940. Okay, in St. Anne Parish. That obviously is where her family is from. And yes, the child's name was Donald Harris. The child died before the child turned 2. So this would mean that it is plausible that this child was born in 1938, the exact same year that Donald J. Harris, Kamala's father, was born. Okay. Can you pull it back up? I'm not done reading through this. Okay. So you have also, it says the certified cause of death is fever and a cold. And it's letting you know, it says the duration of the illness, so that this baby was sick for 1 month, rest in peace. And it does mention that that baby is the son of Albert Harris. And just as this person speculates, it is signed by Beryl Harris. And it tells you, because you're supposed to include this, the signature of the person who was present at the death. And it says Beryl Harris, present at the death. And that is at Mount Moriah in St. Anne. Now, I want to be clear, there is no place to put the mother's name. So it's not like there's anything like strange here. I just think that if this is this Beryl's child and this Beryl Harris was married to this Albert Harris or together with this Albert Harris at some time, like that is the reason why it just says that present for the death. Like literally, who else would be present? If your child is dying less than 2 years old, okay, barely 2 years old, who would you allow to be there in your place? There's no mother on earth that wouldn't be next to their child. So it is very heavily suggested that Beryl Harris was there for the presence of her son, Donald Harris, dying. And that would put that approximate birth of that baby at 8. Stop the press. Stop the press. Okay. So you can imagine me. Now you're me sitting up straight. Like, what is going on here? Like,
yeah, nobody care about the antics of Candace Owens. Nonetheless, Brother Q, I'm going to go to you now, sir. Because we didn't want to get distracted, per se. The findings here, for me, I think, listen, she has discovered some stuff to a degree. Right. Shout out to Curtis. She has figured out some stuff to a degree. However, I am on my end, I'm seeing a lot of pass around. It seems like this this particular woman was getting dumped on in many different ways, to the point where she was she was hiding side babies. But go ahead, Brother Q. What say you, sir?
Well, I think that, you know, Candace, and a lot of people are giving Candace a lot of praise for her research. I won't give her a lot of praise for her research. I'll just say that she just did minimum work, that when you look into things, you find out that people embellish, people lie. One of the things that you brought up was contextually, this woman may have been told, and I'm not giving Kamala no cap in what I'm about to say. She may have thought this woman was her grandmother, but in fact, she wasn't. However, when you look at the context of it, like Dr. Short said, that when he wrote his piece on her, people didn't take it as serious. And a lot of times, the reason why we don't tend to take things as serious because it's not pertinent information to us right now. One of the things that I get from Candace and what she's been doing the last few weeks with her uncovering the mask or pulling the sheets off is this is what happens when you play identity politics. This would not be an issue if her color, definitely is not her lineage, all that wasn't being into play, and her whack candidacy, her whack candidacy would be talked about, her policies and how she did things out in California, right, wrong, and indifferent. If that was in the forefront, we wouldn't even be having this discussion about Kamala Harris and who she is and where she came from. Brother Juan eloquently put before that, we're basically looking at the second coming of the Manchurian Candidate. So when we start to uncover who she is, the rabbit hole ain't even been open yet. This is just the minor stuff, to be perfectly honest with you. But like I said, this is what happens when you identity, it has its purpose. Trust me, I am not running, but it doesn't really have a purpose when it comes to politics. And this is going to continue going on. I'm quite sure that if things don't go in her favor on November, more people are going to uncover stuff, or more people are going to come out. I was surprised, and I don't want to take away from our discussion, FC. I'm surprised that a lot of her lying sisters haven't spoken up for or against her. That always intrigued me, because you don't even got nobody caping talking about, oh, she was this and that when we was. You don't hear none of them stories. They're quiet. Everything's quiet. So That's all I wanted to discuss about that and
Oh,
go off what the brothers are saying.
Can I give a little pushback? You got Angela Rye. She was caping for her.
No. We're not talking about somebody in her sorority. We're talking about the line sisters. When I mean line sisters, I mean people that pledged when you pledged. You don't hear them caping or saying anything. You don't hear them. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's interesting that we don't hear them. That's my issue. So this is a real live Manchurian candidate.
I like that, Q. I like that a lot, sir. Yeah, we haven't heard any of the line sisters. None of the none of that shit. Nobody came through. I remember her win.
I mean, you don't have nobody. You know, y'all know how they drum up somebody from the past.
To the
20
polls.
years later, talking about he was a good dude. You know, we was class clowns and stuff like that. And come on, you don't hear that.
Yeah, I mean, they went so far as to drum up the Central Park 5. Why couldn't you drum up some of her line sisters and bring them to the DNC to speak on her
Did
behalf?
she even go to a HBCU is the real question. Like, did she ever attend the class physically?
So it's that part right there makes something for a nigga like me. Where are them line sisters at? Quiet than a motherfucker.
And I'm not listen. And Chef C, I'm not saying that they would be saying anything against her, but you don't even hear them saying anything for her.
Well, here's my thing. Now that when you bring it up like that, where are her teachers, her mentors?
This is somebody running for the highest office in the world. You would have people lined up around the block at MSNBC, at Clinton News Network, and all these other stations speaking about who she was. We're talking about prior to California.
Yo, we need to be
talking about how her education was. You know, they have no problem talking about when George Bush Jr. was running that, he was a C student. They have no problem talking about that, and it's rightfully so. But like I said, once you go down that rabbit hole, and it's funny when we talk about lineage and stuff like that, with Dr. Short being someone who does lineage work. I mean, he'll ask you 3 or 4 questions. For those that want lineage work, get in touch with Dr. Short. He does not do this stuff for free. He'll ask you 3 or 4 questions, and within an hour or two, he'll give you enough information to be like, wow. So once you go down that rabbit hole of researching and understanding who was who, we might find about Kamala not being, like I said, she's the Manchurian candidate 2.0.
She's the Manchurian white candidate. I don't think she's black. She's white.
She's whatever they tell her she is.
Listen, just through this campaign season, she was a Southern black girl. She was an Afro-Latina.
You better thank a union worker.
She was right, man. She is whatever they tell her to be. Thank you. I love you. Okay. Yeah. Y'all remember that? Thank you.
No, Chef C. Let me be clear. Let me be very clear.
that I'm whatever is going to pay me at the time. Okay, I get you now. I'm very clear about that right now. I'm very clear. Okay, listen. Let me. You know what? Hold on. Let me play a little bit more of this, but I'm gonna have to remind some folks of Carmelita Haresa. Okay, Let me play a little bit more, Candace.
Actually, what do I know about Kamala's father? Like, this could be a coincidence, I'm sure. Yeah, I guess you could have like a lot of barrels that are giving birth to Donalds in the year 1938 in St. Anne Parish. Of course, like you have to consider every possibility here, but also consider that this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, so then I received a second email. Okay, very interesting here. Very interesting here. And I'm just going to read the email. I'm just going to read the email and take you through this. What happens when I go through my info box? I tell you guys to message with deets. This email says, "Hi, Candace. See the death certificate below indicating that Beryl Christie was a domestic servant in 1936 when her infant daughter died." So there's another, and this person has written Beryl Christie and lost her daughter, and I'm going to pull it up here at the bottom of this email. She talks about like the birth dates. I'll get to that later. Do you guys have a close-up of this? Yeah. Okay. So you can see here, it is Beryl Christie. And this would mean not only did Beryl Christie lose a child in 1940, but prior to that, Beryl Christie lost a daughter in 1936. Okay. Again, all we have here is Beryl Christie. We know that this is potentially the right Beryl. Again, there could be another Beryl Christie going around. I don't want to completely close the door on that, but it is interesting. And I'll tell you why this struck me as incredibly interesting, because when we spoke about the death certificate yesterday, right? And we spoke about this young death of a woman, she's particularly died, Beryl Christie, of fibroids related to a hysterectomy. So if there is a Beryl Christie that had back-to-back, had lost children in some regard, you could imagine that she might have been injured internally. This is a long time ago. You would imagine that the procedures, obviously, are not what they are today. And it is plausible that that woman died young of fibroids from a hysterectomy related to the fact that she had two troubling births, whatever it is, carrying children didn't work out for her. I just thought like, okay, but the big part about that second one is that we now know for a fact that there was a Beryl Christie that was, in fact, a domestic servant. Can you pull that back up again? Because I want to point that out so people can see this. The last one, the close up of it, if we can. You can see that she is listed as a domestic servant. That girl is listed as the daughter of Beryl Christie. You can see that in that where it says rank, profession, or occupation, daughter of Beryl Christie, domestic servant. I don't know, guys.
Let's pause right there. I'm gonna give y'all a little commercial, family, just to not a real commercial, but not a real commercial, but let's just be very clear about something. Kamala needs to be unburdened by what has been. Okay? And what has been is her pulling the wool over motherfuckers' heads. Being whatever they tell her to be, the pass around hoe one day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, she's Afro, Latina, Indian, Irish, Jamaican today.
I love you back.
Okay.
I love you back. I love you back. Me no like you, but me love you. I
love you back. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's be very clear about this. Let's be very clear.
I love you back.
Look at the mannerisms. Come on, man. I love you back. I love you.
Hi, papi. I love you back.
Come on, man. Come on, y'all. They done hit this chick.
I know, love you. You too black. You too negro.
Yo. Come on, man. They done hit this chick. She went from escort to empanada. That's crazy. She went from low down with Willie Brown Let me stop, man. Let me stop. Listen, y'all. This is what it is. Okay. We're gonna get ready to wrap this thing down, ladies and gentlemen. Let me play a little bit more of this right here. All right.
Like I said, I'm trying to now, I'm putting in columns to sort through the various Beryl Christies that were born around this time. Like I said, you guys keep sending me stuff, but just to make sure you're filtering yourself, we know for a fact that Beryl Christie was born in 1917. We know for a fact that Beryl Christie got married in 1944 to Lawland Newford, or whatever his name is, Lawford Newland, pardon. And so we don't need a bunch of documents speculating that it could be a different birth, because her parents are listed, and Kamala and her father have confirmed that her parents are Iris and Patrick Finnegan. Okay. So we know those are the people that we are looking for. Oddly enough, though, because a lot of people have been pointing out the fact that in her birth certificate, even though we know that that's her mom, Iris, that's the mom's name, Iris Finnegan, it says Magdalene, and then suddenly it converts to Christy. Well, I just wanted to point out to you, because that was a question we were getting a lot, is why would she take on Christy? In Donald Harris's piece, he writes explicitly that Miss Iris, so that's Kamala's great-grandmother, that her husband was known as Mr. Christie. So I'll read you that paragraph. It says, Miss Iris, mother of 8 children, I can't find 8 children, by the way, was the sweetest and gentlest person one could meet, but underneath it was a tough farming woman who ran the cane farm at Thatch Walk, jointly owned with her husband, Mr. Christie. So the reason she may have put Christie, or started using Christie as a middle name, is because that would mean that her father was being called Mr. Christie. Again, we are getting that directly from Donald J. Harris.
Shout out to I can't even call Donald J. Harris the tragic. He don't even fit a tragic mulatto narrative. Right? Like he don't even fit in that bag. He's some kind of, he's a jacked up mutt. Some kind of, yeah. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man.
So I'll say this.
Yes, indeed.
This is the first video of 3. So you're getting the first video she dropped. She's dropped 2 since. And from what I've seen, the whole family piece is made up. All of it. I'm talking about the grandma, Donald Harris, from what she was able to investigate. So I would encourage folks to look at the next 2 videos, because there's 3 now. There's 3. And just know that, again, this is a Manchurian Candidate 2.0. Okay. And for me, again, I can't in good conscience vote for somebody who for what I see right now, we're facing 2 wars approaching World War III. And you think I want Kamala Harris at the helm, knowing that she can't even handle a FEMA assignment on a hurricane? Are you serious?
Salute to the 300 plus in here.
No, so I won't, I mean, whether she's black or whatever she calls herself, I know she's a liar. And this is a grand lie. Because, again, one thing about becoming a public servant, you out in the public, if you're a judge, if you're a police officer, if you're an elected official, you are a public servant. So nothing about you is secret. Everybody's trying to find something on you. Why? To discredit you. So when you decide to take these positions and run for these offices like she did, you just had to know that somebody was going to investigate your ass.
Well, hold on, Brother Wolf. We got to be very clear about something.
I love you back.
And that's somebody who's been drinking right there. I know a drunk when I see one. I know a sipper when I see one.
Give her a taste.
But brother Juan, do you know somebody who's skied up when you see him? Because there's that.
Yeah, and that too. Yes, not just speed up on that butt naked.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know, that lovely. I mean, but I with that look she just gave, that is a look of somebody who's on the very on some narcotics.
That's that brown liquor too, baby.
Right.
That's that cognac.
I'll say this. I think it was the white liquor because the white liquor don't give you a smell. The brown liquor, it gives a smell.
There's somebody that recently unlocked, and this might be another video for Brother Chef, but there's somebody that unlocked it that cocaine that was found in the White House. That wasn't Hunter's.
That was Kamala's. That was hers. Her staff part of it. I saw that too.
Well, let's really be clear about that, because
very clear.
See, watch this.
Clear as a nose candy.
Hey, Chef C.
Yeah.
This is dedicated to you. Body, yada, 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 yada.
Oh man, listen. listen. But go ahead, brother. Well, follow me to cut part of me. Go ahead, sir.
No, I'm just saying. You know, I saw that in the comments that somebody said she could be under a lot of stress. Well, of course you're under a lot of stress when you're lying. See, people who speak the truth, they just throw their head back and just tell you straight up. They're not looking for the truth. They give it to you whether you like it or not. She is looking for. She has people on her side to help her out with her lie. You know. So, but I know an alcoholic when I see one. Okay.
Well, brother Juan, you know, let's be very clear about something, gentlemen. I mean, you know,
very clear
about something. Even with all of this slow unpacking, you know, that we're doing, even off the back of Candace Owens' pause. Folks, let's be very clear about something. Folks still not going to be on the type of time that you want them to be on, gentlemen. You know, this is the unfortunate nature. We got to be very clear about something. Let's be very clear, okay? That everybody is not here for the same shit, okay? And, you know, at sometimes we just got to make things plain for folks. You got to make it plain, and because this is what folks want to do. I see niggas out there at the Mariah Carey concert singing. I see niggas just coming off the cookout.
It's time for the percolator.
Oh,
for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Percolator.
Be very clear.
Hey, Chef C. It took me out the other day. One of the campaign people said that they're gonna try to, before the election, go on sports podcasts to try to get the black men vote.
Man, listen. Listen, again, we need to be very clear about what the priority is for folks. All of this slow rolling, and niggas will not hear a damn thing other than leg out, hip out. Look at the picture, y'all. Look. Oh shit. If you don't think this ain't the priority, you done lost your mind. Okay? Black America. I know. Listen, it's what? It's 11:45 over here on the East Coast.
My short set game is incomplete. and clearly my Adidas is missing a stripe.
Hold on. It's 11 on the East Coast. Okay? Y'all niggas.
Hey, Chef C.
Listen, they know this song.
He getting dressed right now for the club.
He know. Listen, that's why I had to bring it up.
Time. It's the witching hour.
This is the time right now on the East Coast.
Hey, look, hey, Chef C, you know we from the East Coast, so
That's
he got to
what I'm
hurry up and get. He done already went to the liquor store before 10 o'clock, copped him some liquor.
Henny and Coke.
He had
Henny
that put up. He just woke up because he was sleeping all day long last night.
All day.
Yeah, he about to get ready.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Look, he got him some of that stuff that keep him up all day long.
This is that.
Oh, he about to go in.
Look at the leg. Look at the way the leg is tilted up. Look at this. This nigga is tooted up.
Tooted up with a stank leg.
With a stank ass leg. But again, we'll hear Brother Juan talking about some be responsible gun owners.
Hey, Richie Dupe said, free your mind and your ass will follow.
Gun.
Hey, yo. Pause. Yeah. Listen. Y'all know, man. Right, with the skank leg. Exactly. But that's why I'm bringing up the time. Me and Brother Q, we know over here. It's East Coast. It's almost high, it's almost fly high time. It's that fly high hour. You understand me?
Hey, Sister Star talking about he was there already. No, he wasn't. He couldn't go. It was too hot outside. He didn't want to sweat his thing out.
No. So this is, again, that's what I'm saying. The priority, we got to keep the main thing, ladies and gentlemen. Bussy open.
Oh shit, he won in. That they call that the door knock.
Listen, this is it. So listen, we gonna get ready to shut it down right here, ladies and gentlemen. And fellas, do me a favor. Don't come with the serious clothes, because we know folks want entertainment. It's Saturday night. It's 10 minutes to 11. Say something funny. Say something. And if you're in here and you ain't support the program, that's a damn shame.
Back it up a couple seconds, hit play. You're going to see a dance called a door knock. He won in. Wow.
Listen, I'm going to need folks to support the program, man. Don't do us dirty like this. Oh, man, look at this shit. Look. I'm going to leave it right there. Bussied out. Do y'all see that? Do you see the extension? Y'all not going to tell me that's a heterosexual dude. I just want him, and listen, if that's the type he on, he need to just make it plain. You understand? Do what you do.
The only time a heterosexual man is in that position is when he's stretching out of bed.
Yeah, okay. Elevator said it's 9:50 on her time. I think she on Central Time over there. Yeah.
See, everybody know the time. No matter where you at, at that certain time, it's time to start getting suited and booted, man.
He about to knock on that door is what he about to do.
Because guess what, Vader? If I don't make it out this house in the next 15, 20 minutes, I ain't coming, bro.
I ain't coming.
I'm
not coming, man. No.
I got to hurry up.
I'm not going out tonight. No, fuck that.
And they just closed the chicken shack too.
Hey, don't put Hecubus. Don't put that nigga on Cali. That nigga's from someplace else.
Yeah. So,
unfortunately, that can only be Chicago and the East Coast.
well, I will say this. Just to be very clear with everyone, Candace Owens is up to, I believe, number 8 on her platform, y'all, of unpacking Kamala Harris. We're just slow rolling it our way, okay? Because cats really, we don't make money off of this, so bills have to really get paid. Open when we pop open. Pause, to be very clear. Pause. However, so if y'all want to go to Candace Owens' platform, of course you can go there, get the whole thing. If you impatient niggas, we get that, we understand that. However, we slow rolling it. When we have time, we'll probably do part 3 of this thing. So we definitely want to thank everybody for tapping in. Let me go through the brothers. Brother Negro, man, let them know what you got shaking, what they got coming down the pipeline, man. See if the Brother Negro's in there. He might have got zapped. Okay, the Brother Negro got zapped. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to my brother Vader. Brother Vader, let them know what's shaking with the app, sir. What's coming down the pipeline, what we can look forward to, sir.
Like I said, extra things that'll be in the database upon release. Also, I'll be reaching back to all of you who have donated. All of you will be lifetime members of any premium services, so you won't be paying for shit on the app as long as it exists. So some of those expanded things that we're putting on the map are veteran services, food banks, local Black-owned farms, and then also demographic data to accompany a lot of the Sundown database data, which it already has like a live Sundown database for all of you truckers out there. Anybody that wants to know where not to stop, not to stop for gas, not to stop for food, not to lay your head, or if you see things that aren't on the map, you can indicate and drop a pin that you've seen some funny shit happen, or that you've seen a sundown sign, anything. This is to let everyone know, this is a digital green book. This is a green book 2.0. And so it's something that we need to recycle our black dollars, practice group economics, and take this serious, because it is serious. It's for us to get socially organized. Thank you.
No doubt, Brother Vader. Salute to our Brother Vader from the Base app, man. Salute to him. Definitely, y'all continue to support Brother Vader. He's doing something phenomenal here. Our next broadcast will give a little time for him to show some updates on the program if he would like, so you can get a better understanding of what he has created over there. So salute to our Brother Vader. Also, let me go to my brother Q real quick. Brother Q, let's talk to, man. Let them know what's coming down the pipeline, if anything, and how they can get a hold of you.
Well, for the brother asking us about the super chat, none of our pages are monetized, maybe because of the way we talk. But however, all of our Cash Apps in our Cash App handles is in our description on our title. Mine is ltalk@5600.com. But I got something very interesting that might pop off, man. I'm gonna just say that if it happens, hopefully Thursday, I'll have more information Thursday, and it will take what I'm doing into not a different realm, but it'll be as I say, boots on the ground type of thing, and having these discussions. We need to be able to always have. We need to be able to build, and we need to be able to push each other to each other's platforms. And like I said earlier about Brother Vader's, what he's doing, we are in the midst of being part of something very monumental. So we always don't want to be caught with a dollar, as they say, a day late and a dollar short. You're here at the birth of what he's trying to do. So if you want to be a part of what he's trying to do, or just sponsor what he's trying to do. Like I can't say enough that what he's trying to do, I believe that my grandsons will benefit from it. So, let's get on it. And with that, I don't know when next time I'm gonna go live or do a broadcast. Yeah, hopefully it'll be tomorrow, but we'll see.
Okay, salute to our brother Q, man. Definitely be on the lookout. And if y'all not subscribed to my brother Q, man, go over there. Q, let's talk too. All right, definitely on YouTube. You can find him there. Let's talk to brother Q.
I absolutely need to go and subscribe. Just now putting together today that brother Q is Let's Talk. So I'm gonna, you got a new subscriber right here.
Appreciate that.
All right, let me go to my brother Juan J. Johnson, LWF Training, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Juan, let them know what you got shaking coming down the pipeline, how they can get a hold of you, sir.
Go to lwftraining.com. I want everybody to become responsible gun owners, gun users, period. If you can't go to me, go to somebody. But you need to have, again, like I said, a rifle, a shotgun, a revolver, and a semi-automatic handgun with a minimum 500 rounds for each gun. The least you can do. Support the platforms. When we're on like this, step away and go to our pages and just subscribe and come on right back. We need you to like the video or dislike the video. We like dislikes over here. Dislikes are good.
Very
But
well.
you shouldn't be on this program and not liking or disliking because it's free. Doesn't cost you nothing to dislike it. Matter of fact, I want everybody to just dislike the video. We had 200 in here. We need about 100 dislikes. It's good for the algorithm. So please, I'm begging you, please dislike the video.
Fact.
Okay?
Get the dislikes up.
And again, like I always say, I need you to know that if you're out here in these stadiums and you're a soft target, stay out these stadiums, stay out these theaters where there's a lot of people. We're talking about maximum casualties. So if you don't have to be hanging out with a whole lot of people, don't do it. It's just that serious. We got a whole group of folks who are in this country who are ready to strike, and you out here cheering on your football games, your basketball games, your football games, and next you know something goes off, and then you gonna hear my words. The wolf did say, "Stay away from them stadiums." Okay. And so we're in some very dangerous, serious times. And again, so just thank you guys for hanging out with us. Enjoyed you, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again. Salute.
Salute to the brother Juan J. Johnson for checking in, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to show y'all the kind of dedication we look forward to from old viewers and new viewers. Look at Hickybus. That's how you lead by example. Okay, look at that comment. He hit the dislike and subscribed. That's a dedicated individual right there. I like Hickybus. Welcome to the kitchen. Okay. Hitting the dislike and subscribe. That's what we like to see over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. A couple things I want everybody to keep in mind. You can also hit the like if you deem necessary. For those of you who are catching the playback, definitely don't forget to hit the Cash App, support our efforts here, particularly on the screen, $ FTS49 or the Venmo at From the Soil, ladies and gentlemen. In addition to that, I want you to also slide over to the Patreon. Okay? It is live, ladies and gentlemen. It is live. Okay? I'm going to be doing cooking demonstrations Okay. You also seeing me wearing that drippity drip from top to bottom. Black American Heritage flag. New Era hat is on the website from the soil.tv. The apron, we built this Black American Heritage flag on the website from the soil.tv, and the drippity drip Black American Heritage flag Converses on the website. Limited edition. You can get those too. Okay. I rock all my stuff. So be very clear. Go over to that Patreon. Thanksgiving is around the corner. Mac and cheese, I will show you how to get that shit right. Okay, we got the mac and cheese around the corner. We got the turkey. We got the dressing, family. Right? We got dressing around the corner, not stuffing. We do dressing. It's a very big difference. Ain't no stove, stop stuffing out of nowhere. I'm not doing none of that shit. Okay? I'll show you how to make dressing, ladies and gentlemen. Also, okay, we're gonna be making cranberry sauce from scratch too. And then I'm gonna show niggas how to do some collard green egg rolls. That was a special request from my brother Negro. Collard green egg rolls for the holiday, family. So now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, also don't forget to go check out the Wasi Summit. PatriarchSummit.com is the website, ladies and gentlemen. PatriarchSummit.com coming to you December the 14th. It's going to be live. The sisters going to come with that work. Salute to the sisters as a part of the program for that one as well. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for joining us here today for this program. It was a hell of a one. We are part 3 of the program for Candace Owens recap. But I want y'all to all keep in mind in the future, we will be doing a lot more of her breakdown reactions. So keep it locked with that. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, remember, in a system of white degeneracy, you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. My name is Chef C, and I'm out.